whole family's here. I understand the whole family did the gross, but I'm a famous hike here in Vancouver.
Okay, we are live. Oh my God, 2 people in here already.
I don't even have a pump going yet.
I should have.
I skipped my workout because of this shit.
All right. Gotta send this to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously Jack's day. He put a lot of work in for this, but at the same time.
Hello, current viewers. Oh man, we're 20 minutes away, which means we're like an hour away.
Yeah, the first pick's gonna be roughly 8:40. What time does it start tomorrow?
I want to say 11
Eastern or Pacific?
Eastern.
So they're going at 8 a.m. there?
I think so.
That sucks. Because soccer you get 1:15. I'm gonna have to live tweet everything from the dome.
Oh, you know what? I'm probably wrong about that.
10 a.m. or 1 p.m. are my only viable options tomorrow to get through the second round. 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. because I have a wedding at 2:30.
The 2019 NHL Draft on Sportsnet. Brought to you
If I see this fucking Nazem Kadri Maxwell House ad one more time on my Twitter feed, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Sounds like it's very Kapanen and the Leafs are getting closer on an extension.
Okay, we're almost tweeted. We are almost tweeted.
It's not about where you start. It's how far you'll go. SM, supporting hockey for more than 80 years.
And we're tweeted. Oh man, we already have people in here. Sean, Anthony, Ryan, Sean again. Yeah. Andre, Tyler, Gareth. Oh man. Wow, this podcast sucks. Just 2 guys sitting around.
Isn't that all podcasts are?
Oh no, they're referencing that one dude.
No, I fucking know.
Oh shoot.
What's the best example of just people like? Is this all live streaming is? Just people watching 2 guys with anxiety?
Yeah. What? That's all the podcast is.
No, the podcast is like 50% of the time 3 guys with anxiety.
Oh, you give Evan 50%? Are you fucking kidding me?
Being nice to them. No, he's drafted. All right, another report coming out. Just Doctor Reporter said Knight may go top 10 and look for Yzerman in Detroit to take a hard look at Podkolzin.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly okay with Podkolzin at 6. I'm not even a little upset about that if it happens.
I don't know. I think I slotted into the can't be mad category, but
Like the only guy who should be available at 6 that I have higher on my list than him is Zegras.
Yeah, but I would hate to pass on Zegras for Pod.
Yeah, but like I mean, we're splitting hairs at that point.
No, for me that's not hair. Splitting hairs is like I would go like Caulfield, Podkolzin, Cousins, Doc, all same category for me. I have Zegras probably a full tier ahead of them. Well, I know I had Zegras over Caulfield by a hair before, but now it's just the more we look at Zegras, the more I'm convinced that like if you have,
he's still who I want, but like it's not going to be. Oh man, they're making Peyton Krebs stand out there and walk. Someone give that man a walker.
It was only a partial tear, right?
Only.
Oh, where's Evan? That's a good joke. Hey, Derek. Hello,
it's
everyone.
Kind of our running joke.
Yeah. Anyone but Cousins, anyone but Doc, Zegras. Hi, Evan. No show.
Look, it's the full Krebs cycle.
Get out. Get out of your own house.
You made that joke first.
I know.
I used the whole family.
you wouldn't let me.
I've been flying around the UK for work and just got back to the States a minute ago. Jet lagged as can be, barely functional, but damn it if I'm missing the wings. Hey, good for you, man. Jet lag beats the hell out of me. I'm not sure if I could actually handle it. Can you guys believe that Brad legitimately refused to wear the same shirt? I want to both wear podcast shirts, and he actually refused to match me.
If that needs justification, you're all sick.
My favorite joke to play with my friends is to match their shirts when they don't want them to.
great friends, and we wanted to get a photo representing that. So we got it.
Did you see that one quote that Kirby Doc had today?
So I'm going to ask you, what does a
No.
He once got kicked out of church for yelling, "Jesus, shoot the puck." I instantly moved him up 5 spots on my draft rankings.
Oh my god, I now justify him going third overall.
Yeah, 100%.
Can you imagine Byram slides and they take Pod Colson?
I just worked so hard to get
Scale
ready
1 to
today,
10.
and I
How
couldn't be
best?
more proud of them. It's really
Like 10's like royally angry.
Yeah.
7.
Wishing you all the best.
Because I still like Pod Colson.
Okay. See, Proto Man, you're a real one. Brad confirmed fake. Oh boy. Beer number 2. I had one when I got home, and then I realized I'm not young anymore.
How many beer? I'm 4. I've got like 3 left. And then, well, I got some warm beer downstairs.
I was gonna say, don't you have some sitting on the stairs?
I do.
Why don't you ever put that in the fridge? It's gonna go bad.
Have you ever looked in my fridge?
That's a good point. Yeah.
There's no goddamn space in there. I've got a wife, a pregnant wife, and a fucking toddler. There's no space in there for food for me.
How's it going, Anthony, Adam, Ryan, Pat? Saturday morning. Oh, Pat in Tasmania. Hello, hello, hello. Whiskey number 3 from Austin.
Yeah, we can drink whiskey warm, so let's go to that if things go sideways.
The 2 are going to be high picks or could be high picks.
Okay, so the rumors we have.
Is everything.
Vancouver trying to trade up.
Okay, so here's the only name I haven't seen today directly linked to Detroit, which means this is absolutely who they're going to pick. I've seen Doc. I've seen Pod Colson. I've seen Zegras. I've seen Mort Sider for some reason. Have not seen Dylan Cousins.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be Cousins.
Where did you see Zegras? I have not seen a single thing about Zegras.
Button.
Did he say like rumored or?
His mock.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we all.
Number 6, Kurt Ryan. Hayward's a Kirby Doc fan at 6.
Honestly, if it means not taking Mort Sider, I'm okay with it.
Paul says, as a parent of 3, invest in a second fridge.
I'm but a lowly podcaster. I don't have money for a second.
Oh yeah, we make that big podcast money.
I'd already traded Brian McCabe in the first.
Oh boy.
So now I got 3 and 4, but I can't get 1.
Right,
I went to bed thinking, I'm getting fired.
Okay.
2/3 in return for the first.
My Twitter notifications have not stopped today. Hockey Twitter is alive right now.
Yep.
And he promised me he's taking stuff. Now we got 1.
This is the thing I like. Like,
But I didn't want
you refresh your feed, like, and then that shit just pops up. It's like, it's a cartoon, but I was not ready for that.
Oh,
shit.
I don't know if I actually missed something here.
My phone. What's it say about me that my phone battery's already died twice, almost died twice, and the
I
draft
know.
hasn't started yet?
I keep my phone on a charger at work. Like I have a wireless charging pad, and pretty much I leave from work every day at 100% because I'm obviously not on my phone. I left work today at 66%.
Before I plugged this in here, when I got home, I think I was running like less than 15 or something like that. Any other given day, my phone never drops below 40. Like I usually charge it once every 2 days.
We have a pod fan. We have a trade up for Byram. What if the Vancouver trade happens? You know what? Depending on the return, I would hate to leave.
If we get to
Zegras
10 and
on
take
board.
Pod Colson, I'm thrilled. If
Oh,
we
yeah.
go to 10 and take Moritz Sider, I'm throwing Ryan's laptop through that TV.
Ben paid for the Wi-Fi to watch us. Hey, thanks for the support, man. I'm sorry you had to pay for your Wi-Fi. FaZe makes a great. FaZe Harambe 69 is the greatest user. I'm gonna screenshot that. FaZe Harambe 69. FaZe is like
Where
a
am I
gaming.
looking? Oh,
Yeah. Introducing the GoFundMe for Wingbill podcast, Brad's second fridge fundraiser.
I mean, I used to have a mini fridge way back in the day before it broke. That was college days. It was basically left with the apartment.
Adam, if you want a funky hat, I don't know, this one's not funky, but I'll give you that. Trade
I
up.
got one. I got the draft hat from like 6 years ago in the front closet.
Draft hats are nice this year.
I haven't seen them.
I hope this is a Stevie smokescreen. How did we meet? Literally on the internet through Reddit. Yeah, we met at a Tim Hortons after talking on Reddit, and there was no murders. Close, but there was no murders.
Great careers and great people.
It'll
Not yet, anyway.
Thanks, Evan. Evan, next time I see you, you can have this hat. I have a big ass head, and this hat is only a medium large, and I need to wear a large extra large. So it's yours if you want it. I have to plug in this phone.
In the lead up to today's NHL Draft.
Is it rude if I eat?
Let's go for a ride on a Peloton.
Yeah, no, I'm not hungry at all.
Are you hungry?
Shithead.
Are you hungry?
I haven't eaten. If that's what you're asking. No, I'm not gonna
Take
eat.
it. I'm
not eating your goddamn food.
I have more.
I'm sure you.
I have a poutine. I promise you I have a poutine.
I'm not eating your goddamn burger.
All right.
I'm not gonna be that guy.
I offered.
You offered.
Ready to go.
Dollar short and a day late, but whatever.
Can you guys believe that? Hey, Bill from Windsor, my hometown.
I assume there's a few people from Windsor in here.
Yeah, probably a few. If Evan Lobsinger was watching the stream, I actually would be very surprised if Evan tuned into the stream or even knew how to find it.
Don't let me forget to text everybody to pick because I will absolutely forget.
Yeah. Do we have In-N-Out in Canada? No, but we have Five Guys in like Toronto or some major
Do
cities.
we have what?
In-N-Out burger. It's like
I've
a.
had In-N-Out in California. The hype, it was good, but the hype was not justified.
This is now a draft mukbang. I'm gonna try and eat off camera. I'm sorry. Oh, there's a Five Guys in Windsor now? No way. Derek, I give it about a 2% chance that Turcotte slips.
Man, if Doc to 3 though, could you imagine?
If Doc goes third, Turcotte's going fourth. Colorado wants that center.
Yeah, and then we all get nervous. Because as much as I want Turcotte to slip, there's a guy I want to slip more.
I want Turcotte to slip more than Byram.
What? No.
Yeah.
Oh, give me Byram.
I have Turcotte ahead. So this is the thing. If Doc goes third, Turcotte will go fourth. I can see LA taking Cousins.
LA's a wild card because they suck everywhere, so they might just legitimately go best player available. They might shock the world and take Spencer Knight. Could you imagine? Who is going to be this year's Barrett Hayton?
There is no TV here at Aunt Jean's house.
Trade all of our seconds to move up for Byram. 3 seconds wouldn't do it, but I would absolutely do that.
Do what?
3 seconds to move up.
The Hal Gretzky exhibition.
Mm.
Don't miss it.
All 3 seconds to move up to where?
Hall of Fame.
Never mind. I wasn't considering that you'd also have to trade pick 6. Would you do 3 seconds and pick 6 to move up 2 spots?
I like Byram, man, but you're still going to get some home run swings in the second round.
Are we streaming the whole draft first round or just until Detroit picks?
Already a comment on the thumbnail. I mean, I'm watching the whole first round, so you stay as long as you want.
Oh, no. Do you think what Montreal did revealing that they wanted to cut Kenyemi changed how to change Drew's pick? I'm not sure what the question is there, but it's pretty like what Montreal did wasn't exactly special. Like teams do that every year.
Delicious at your door. Download DoorDash. First order, no delivery fee.
Liam, we appreciate your dedication, buddy. I met the guy on the right at a Walgreens in Jersey City, 86.
Dude, Dylan Cousins is thin. That guy's going to get big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dylan Cousins is like slender right now. If that guy fills out and maintains his speed, like I very confidently have him at 6 on my board. 7. I had Caulfield at 6, just because I think we're not valuing goals nearly enough.
I have Caulfield at 6.
Is it annoying how similar our boards are? Yeah. Yes. You guys believe being ignored right next to you?
Pretty basic. I played trombone when I was a lot younger and do school band. I've always been able to juggle. I'll try my best here. That's a hard one.
Oh man.
I think every hockey player has their superstition. I sing the same song in the shower before they leave. I try not to be superstitious.
Sorry, guys, just trying to keep up with Twitter.
Get on first, same meal before it began. Chicken pot. I'm trying to think of the song I think or something.
Daryl, I don't think that's a bad gut feeling, honestly. Like, Pod hasn't fallen down a lot of teams' boards. It's been more like the pundit world rather than internally. So, did you guys see Caulfield being interviewed by a woman and guess who was taller? I mean, yeah, he's a short guy. Doc,
Promo short guys?
what
Just
is
kidding, I'm taller than Caulfield, so if that's the benchmark.
chances Stevie moves to the back end of the first? Extremely low.
Are we
I can't-
talking like multiple seconds coming up or 6 and a huge piece going back?
No, like moving backwards from 6.
Oh, hell no, he's not going to the top 10.
Yeah.
Unless like the whole cider thing is true and then he's going back to like 13. Not
2 years in the KHL side. See, I don't actually hold the 2 years in the KHL against him, assuming he's coming right after, which I would imagine he is.
yeah. And also, if you want to talk from a contract perspective, we haven't even talked about how that would slide his ELC because Zadina, Mantha, Athanasi, Bertuzzi, et cetera, Hronek, Cholowski are all going to need new contracts well before he comes up, like before his ELC would be up. So if you want to be good in 3-4 years, having Pod Colson come over late and then thus delaying his ELC is a good thing. If that's your competitive window, 3 to 5 years.
If Pod Colson comes over, I would honestly say the 2 years being in the K is actually like a backwards silver lining. It's a benefit. But you're operating with the risk of him not coming over.
Because again, show of hands, anybody think Detroit's actually going to be good in the next 2 years? No, then it doesn't matter.
What do you think of the Subban trade rumors? I mean, any
Makes
team would be
sense.
stupid to not kick the tires. Guy on the right accosted me at a future shop and slapped my iPod out of my hands.
What?
Punk. If everything goes as planned, Hughes, Kako, Doc, Turcotte, anyone outside of Cousins you see going before Byram.
Turcotte's the only guy I would think should go ahead of Byram.
Zegras, you know what? I think Colorado has their rankings as follows in terms of like picks that they could realistically get. 1, Turcotte. 2 and 3, I think, are Doc and Zegras. I think those can be interchangeable for them. And I haven't seen the board myself, but a source from closer to the Colorado Avalanche organization has confirmed as much. I still think Doc is their guy if that's what it comes to, but I don't think I wouldn't sleep on them possibly snagging Zegras as high as 4th.
See, the thing I hate right now about this draft is I think everybody in this room is to some degree confident that Byram's going to LA.
Yeah.
It's likely Turcotte goes to Chicago, and if they don't, Chicago's probably still picking a center, which then means Turcotte or another center goes to Colorado, which leaves Byram there for LA. The reason I'm saying I hate this is because the whole 5 minutes leading up to LA's pick, I'm going to be hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Because Byram's going to get this close and not get to Detroit, but we know that's the most likely scenario.
Oh, and you know the worst part is this is the NHL, so this isn't going to start on time. We're going to have way too long of an intro. We're not even going to start hearing opening speeches until like 8:15.
And then let's not forget, I'd like to thank the city of Vancouver for the great hospitality. I'd like to congratulate the St. Louis Blues on their cup win. I'd like to say hello to all of our draft party watchers back in Bill's shed. And here to make our pick is some scout you've never heard of.
Levi, the draft technically starts 42 seconds ago. Anthony, whether we'll get tag, I don't think so.
Tag had a rough year.
Can't take as long as the NBA draft. You know what I hate about the NBA draft is every pick gets spoiled. Every single pick gets spoiled.
Oh, it happens with the NHL too, but the beat writers just phrase it differently. Like Yeah, so I'm here. I'm thinking so-and-so player would make a lot of sense for this team, and this is who they might be looking at. They're right 90% of the damn time.
I live for Brad's panic attacks. Yeah. You know what somebody asked me today? I mentioned the podcast, and they're like, "Oh, you have a podcast?" And like, I'm supposed to talk to them. Does that work?
Yeah, it's not a thing you should bring up in public.
No, I really shouldn't. And they're like, "Oh, cool." And they're like asking about us and stuff. And they're like, "So do you guys like hang out just like casually?" I'm like, "When?" I see him I see him more than anyone in my life. Some weeks I see him more than my girlfriend. Are you kidding? When could I possibly hang out with you? Before and after the show? Yeah, sure. We chat all the time. Does that count? Sometimes I text you, but even then, that's pushing it. That's like 20 hours a day. Do you hang out?
You know what? Well, you know what? I'm pretty positive. If we just somehow could make our group chat public, that would be more entertaining than our podcast.
100%.
I think everybody would enjoy that way more.
It's just, it would be harder for us to censor Evan at that point. We would last for a week and then we'd get shut down. Brad, when will the games stop to submit it?
The what?
The games.
Games?
John Langenbeer says, I think it rolls Doc, Turcotte, Cousin/Byram, and then Cousin/Byram. I honestly agree.
Okay, what
Nathan,
did you say?
how's it going?
I think it rolls Doc, Turcotte, Cousins, Byram. I'm saying Turcotte, Doc, Byram.
And then damn well better be Seacrest. Or Podkolzin, because I'm not marrying myself to any one player, would also accept Caulfield in that scenario.
I am filled with anxiety, and keeping up with Twitter and this is my only way to.
Yeah, actually, today's going past fast because I've just been trying to keep up with my notifications all day, so I've been distracted, even though it's about what we're dealing with.
Dimitri Filipovic says, my advice for all 31 teams tonight: draft the best player available, trade down and get more picks, keep calling Paul Fenton.
Rule number one of being a good GM: just call the bad GMs a lot.
Oh, boy. Brad, you look like Wayne Simmons. I'm completely married to Zegras. Yeah, I'm getting there too, man. Still riding the Zegras train. Do you guys think the rumor about Fedorov rejoining the Red Wings front office are realistic? I think that was part of like Yzerman Day hype. I don't see too much credibility to that. Dubas and Stevie talking a bunch. What's happening? GMs talk all the time at these. Like every GM will talk to every GM. Also, I'm sure there's a little bit of like fanboying going on from Dubas for Steve Yzerman. Yzerman's also still close with Shanahan, so it's no question that those guys have a good relationship. Who's that handsome guy in the live stream? It's not me. Have all sharp objects been removed in the area of Brad? I don't know. I'm pretty sharp. Glennie to Toronto. Can you imagine? Ken Holland was in the Bee Gees and Yzerman was a roadie. Sky General Monkey is just adding the funniest. Can we not re-sign Witkowski? Don't say that on Twitter. Your mentions will be destroyed.
Hey, I would rather him sit in the press box for 72 games a year than Svechnikov or Rossi. Or God forbid, Zadina.
Oh, can you imagine that's how they roll as a GM this year?
Wait, why did I just hear the Red Wings name?
Ken Holland. He was there.
No, they were talking about something else. I heard Louis say it.
No, he said Ken Holland was formerly the GM of the Detroit Red Wings.
Thanks, Louis. We didn't know that.
Oh, he's saying he has the advantage of two lists.
Yeah, that's the thing that everybody keeps saying about Stevie. Does Stevie actually have that much input on this draft right now?
He has as much input as he damn well wants.
But how much information does he have? We're relying on. We might just be relying on the draft team that had 16th ranked Michael Rasmussen picked at 9. So
I have no doubt that this is a Tyler Wright draft, which is what gives me some anxiety. And I hate to say that, I don't want to add some doom and gloom, but our philosophies don't exactly always align with the traditional draft team.
Hello, Connor. Alan, how's it going? Yeah, Brad, you need to get a magic eraser on your wall.
I have 2 dogs and a toddler. I give up.
Daryl, I have no idea how. This Marner situation is hysterical to watch as a non-Leafs fan. If Marner takes $8 million for 8 years, I will eat my hat. Guaranteed.
His contract is going to start with a 1.
After 116 points the past 2 years.
Da-da-da-da.
I don't believe anything is immediately imminent, but the fact is the Canucks have the 10th
All
spot,
right.
and anything you would think, if it's going to happen, is going to happen around there. Let's send it now to more members of our crew, starting with Tara Sloan. Tara?
Thank you, Elliot. Well, as I have for the
That
last
dog
few
is
years,
snoring,
I assumed
man.
The desk position right beside
He's my
the
spirit
stage.
animal.
This is where
If
the newly drafted
Mitch Marner
players
rejected
gather for a chat.
8 by 11, that's insane.
Yeah, that's
That's nuts. I think he's aiming for that money over 5 years.
Yeah, he wants to pay out, to cash out twice like Matthews is.
There will be the raw
Matthews is a centerman.
coming to fruition, but this doesn't happen on their own. It takes a village, and that's where Dan Murphy comes in. Murph, over to you.
It's almost 10 after 8. Not one damn thing with the actual draft has begun yet.
Celebrating these draft picks. We'll have a chance to talk to many of these folks who will help support these young men along the way on their journey to this stage, the big day draft day. Jeff?
You know, I did Dan for a lot.
There's a whole lot of talking going on without anybody actually saying anything.
Anyways, I guess I should pay attention to the chat now. Right, just yells. That's like our whole podcast, which is true. Our podcast is like a protest. There's a whole lot of screaming, but we don't actually get much done.
From a very young age. Connor Brown, one of his mentors. William Nylander, one of his mentors. And when he played for USA Hockey at the Worlds, he sat him beside Patrick Kane. So
No matching shirts. Yeah, no, I vetoed that.
Yeah, just a real mature young player. You know, when you look at the way he plays the game at 6'2".
Fresh suits like that guy, because I gotta save my all my clean suits for the weddings I have over the next few weeks.
Welcome to the Wing Wheel Podcast, sponsored by Muscle Relaxers. Muscle Relaxers. You'll need them.
Don't know if that picked up. Oh, wait, something's happening!
Get out of here. Hey, no, demon, get out of here.
Did I tell you about what he did the other day?
No.
Yeah, he killed.
Oh, Crystal told me. Kill the bunny and put it with Mika's toys.
Yeah, it was on the floor right there.
That's nuts.
I don't let Mika let him in the house anymore.
No. It's a trade.
No, they're bringing out like someone famous.
Watch him bring out Mark Messier. Can you imagine bringing out Mark Messier?
Okay.
That's funny. You know what?
That's adorable.
It's hard to believe that it's been 20 years since these two legendary.
I actually, I'm going to admit it, love Gary Bettman and how he handles the booze.
I like
I
Bettman.
think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Also impossible to
Fading miss, thank you.
the day of
Yeah, Jeff, this is why we do the live stream. It's like, no, it's not a podcast episode, as some people might think. And it's boring. Like, if you want to watch the draft and not this, don't watch this. But, like, we like watching along with you guys. We like answering questions as we can. When we do the podcast, we feel like we're talking to you guys. We feel like we're talking to our friends. Like, we don't feel like a radio show host. So for us to be able to do this as it's happening is, yeah, it's fun for us.
The 50th season celebration of the founding of the Vancouver.
Evan, I honestly agree with you, man. Like, he's done a lot for the league. The next lockout might be coming, and so that's going to change, but still. Ryan is a combat veteran. Yeah, I've dealt with Mika a lot, so. Oh, Adam, sorry, man. We're ahead. We do post podcasts on YouTube. As we've become a little bit more complicated and have more interviews, the actual editing of the YouTube videos has become more complicated than I care for. My computer has also, it's a late 2013. It's an i7 with a decent amount of RAM, but the processing is now like an hour processing time for each video that we want to edit. So I'm not nearly fast enough on posting them, but I'm trying to get better. Once we go down to 1 a week episodes, I should be able to get a little bit more practiced at it. And we also have a guy by the name of Max Millermeyer, who's a great video editor and a ton of different things, a graphic designer and everything, who's helping me a lot, and he's huge help. Vintage Vancouver jerseys are sick. I think they're cool. I don't love this skate one. I don't think it's my favorite one. What look were you giving me?
I don't know.
Any good recommendations on meds? Keep you from vomiting? Muscle relaxants.
Daniel and Henrik, it is my honor to
Heroin.
announce that this February, your jerseys will be retired as part of a week-long celebration.
The city's jerseys will be retired.
I'm shocked, I tell you.
Your sweaters will be raised to the rafters to join Canuck.
Yeah, it's not. Evan is not far off that feeling right now. I am about to get another large adult son, unless it's Cole Caulfield, and then it's a small adult son.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Hello to Dave Hall, who's all the way in Wales.
Thank you.
Welshman.
Da-da-da.
Fair warning, we're going to probably be very quiet as the picks come up.
Yeah.
On behalf of the NHL, let me formally welcome all of you to Rogers Arena. Thank you all for being here for the 2000.
Evan is our parole officer. He's a bad parole officer.
Welcome to the viewers watching.
Yeah, we do need to upgrade our equipment. I'm legitimately using a podcast or a laptop camera right now and a shitty mic. So, Drager tweet something is coming. Apparently, what's coming? What's coming?
Draft parties around the league. I can keep it up with you guys.
I haven't seen a Drager tweet about anything yet.
Seems quiet on the trade front, but there are indications that something might be coming. Stay tuned. We'll keep an eye on the Canucks table.
We are excited to be here.
The franchise should be called the Kraken. They will be called the Sockeye, though.
Their entire lives for the opportunity to be here for this moment, to be a part of this draft, and to perhaps become a player in our league. Their families have sacrificed in countless
As much as I love the way Bettman gets or handles to being booed, the only thing that's better is him being consistently
Their
booed.
dreams come true, much like Henrik and Daniel did.
Oh, they finally put the Devils on the clock. So now we've started. If they pan the camera to New Jersey and they're just sitting on their asses, I'm going to lose my mind. You know who you're taking. You better already be halfway to the goddamn stage. Why aren't you moving?
They're such.
You asses.
I don't have cable, so I'm streaming on my Xbox through Microsoft Edge.
What's that?
I'm following people following the draft. Yeah. What else?
Why haven't they moved yet? Oh, Shiro's up. Why is only Shiro moving? What?
He's probably the only one going up.
Fine. Don't even care. You're getting Jack Hughes. You should be sprinting to the stage. I get angry when I get anxious. That's my coping mechanism. Fair warning to everybody.
You know, I do believe Jack Hughes, if indeed picked first overall, which we do believe he will be, fits right into the mold. I mean, so would Cackle as well, but I mean, for Jack Hughes, he's fast, he's offensive, he's an elite player. He's just
Yeah, we're watching the Sportsnet broadcast. We're like 15 seconds behind you. Shit.
You guys are watching the stream knowing what's about to happen.
I'm going to try not to look at the chat as the Red Wings pick comes up.
See, that's why I'm sitting this far back and letting you do all this, because it's just far enough that I can't really read it. So I'm letting you take the bullet for me, Ryan.
We're behind and they still haven't called out Hughes. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, people are calling for no spoilers, but I'm not going to moderate you guys. You do it as you will.
Brian says, where's the coach, Ray Shiro? There's a carpet and a couple of stairs.
New Jersey's
announcement to make as the New
brutal
Jersey
for doing
Devils
this.
First overall in the 2000 2019 NHL Draft. In it, if it is indeed Jack Hughes, Sam, and we would have all expected to be, what are the New Jersey Devils getting in this player?
Well, you're getting a player who's going to come in and step in right away, like most of their first overall picks, and a guy who I think is going to produce. But they're going to have to do a really good job hiding him.
30 seconds
Okay,
left on the clock.
another giant pet peeve that mine I have on Twitter during the draft is every time a GM talks to another GM, someone tweets about it. Yes, Kyle Dubas has spoke to 4 other GMs tonight. I'm sure he's not an asshole and brushing everybody off.
You notice how Brad gets angry at nothing?
I just said anger is my coping mechanism for anxiety.
You know what makes me mad? When people ask me questions. I'm a podcast host who encourages people when people ask me questions.
They've all played 1 year of university hockey before they moved on, or junior hockey. And this was the first player
Oh my God.
directly from the NTP into the National Hockey. He will play right when he gets up on the stage.
Oh, shit.
Colin, why they hate this little man?
From that outstanding program as the New Jersey Devils stage poised to make the announcement of the first overall draft pick.
All right, the Devils.
NHL
Yeah, there's no suspense here.
Hughes, Paco. New Jersey does. Stand by.
Oh, just talk, man. That's so annoying.
On behalf of the New Jersey Devils and our managing partners, David
Timer
Woods and
on all
Josh
of
Harris, thank you to the city of Vancouver from the World Junior Championships to the week of the draft. It's been fantastic.
I think the clock is just for them to enter the pick into the computer, not to actually announce
It
it.
is.
Also, Dak Malini family, thank you for your hospitality. The St. Louis Blues, it was worth the wait. Doug Armstrong, Craig Berube,
Oh.
and
What about us?
And I started at 5 seconds late.
I'm nervous.
the Devils will be a Hockey Hall of Famer, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, and whose jersey is retired by the Devils in 2016. We also want to say, hope everybody down at Championship.
It sounds like he's about to cry.
Having a great time.
Yeah.
To make our first selection, Martin Brodeur.
I thought he worked for St. Louis now.
No, he now works for the Devils, I think.
With the first pick overall, the New Jersey Devils are proud to select from the U.S. program, Jack Hughes.
A minute 3 to say Jack Hughes.
Should have been us. Should have been us.
Okay, whatever. This is the fun part.
All right. Well, one more, and then it's the fun part.
Oh, I actually enjoy the part of watching the kids walk up, get their jerseys.
I do like that suit jacket.
That's dope.
Well, you have to look at a guy that makes those around.
Oh, boy.
Phil Kessel's face on anything is instantly better.
They put Jack Hughes on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, for playing color, Phil Kessel and Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
But Jack Hughes in 200.
Okay.
In just 110 games. I mean, the numbers are absolutely.
Will the Rangers select Kako or Doc? Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
The Rangers have the easiest pick in the draft.
Yeah.
New Jersey had to make up their mind, Hughes or Kako, which probably took like 10 seconds, but they had to. And now the Rangers just like, okay, well, that answers our question.
And then you look at what he does on the end. The vision, the
I'm just excited to see Steve Eisman on stage.
You shoot the puck or make a great pass. Does everything at high speed. I love
Hopefully
what
at
this
pick
player brings
6.
to the table, and there's no doubt he's the most dynamic player available. And as expected, New Jersey, they dragged it out a little bit, added a bit of drama, but Hughes is finally there.
Lou, your thoughts on Jack Hughes?
I'm the same as Sam. You look at the guys that surpassed in that program. Patrick Kane.
My friend goes, why don't they have any professional scouting? Oh, the amateurs are the players. Steve Eisman is general manager for the Detroit Red Wings. Jack's pants. What pants is he wearing? Yeah, they match the suit jacket, obviously.
I always like when the owner's son is like as tall as the player drafted.
We talked last year about the smallest defense, whether it was his brother Quinn or Adam Boqvist who went to Chicago, about the trend towards small.
All right, let's get this over with, please. I just want to see Kako, and then
We're starting to see now more smallish centermen led by Jack Hughes. Brian?
Well, I think what you're going to see is a Paul Kariya type adjustment where he's going to line up sometimes left wing, and then he's going to be the center once they cross the red line. Someone else on that line will get the.
if they take a break before Detroit's pick. No, they typically don't, right? They just go straight through.
Paul Kariya was a winger, but he was a center. Whenever they got
Like the clock is a clock.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about like clock or commercial?
Commercial.
Oh
No.
yeah, they'll go to commercial probably after 5. Like we're in prime spot for commercial.
So is the third Hughes brother as good as the other two? I haven't heard much about him. Brothers will always say the youngest is the best. They always say that without
Yeah, how'd that work out for the Stalls?
Subans as well.
Wasn't so much down. We won a lottery in April 9. We got real lucky, real fortunate, but
The good thing about the break is that it's not. If it happens, it's just a commercial. Like the time to the pick doesn't change at all.
Campbell Kako went to see him in Helsinki last week, and what a wonderful kid. But both these kids are going to be great credits to the National Hockey League. And we're thrilled to have Jack Hughes as part of our franchise, though. But you had to make the choice. Was there anything in particular? I mean, you've known him for a long time that made you choose Hughes one. I think it's really hard. Honestly, Elliot, it's like they're teenagers and they get to know these kids. And
Evan goes, Martin Brodeur is proud to select Enterprise rental car. Evan, you pile of garbage.
Wait, our Evan?
Our Evan.
Who'd he steal it from? Our Evan's not that clever.
No, he's not that clever. Oh, yeah, it will be 9 p.m. before pick 6. 8:22, yeah. Wow.
It might actually be 5 minutes per pick.
Oh my God.
5 more. That's 25 minutes. It'll be pretty close.
Years, in fact, it's been done for the Jack Hughes draft for a long time. The moment is finally.
Why is it not the pick is in? You know what? I'm going to stop complaining about that because I'll complain about that every pick.
I'm so fired up to be a Devil right now. I'm just
2:22 a.m. where you are. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm a little upset that it's almost 8:30 already.
I know.
I want to. I'm really excited to be a Devil. Hopefully, a lot of good years.
Jack Hughes legitimately looks like he's 15.
So thrilled for you. As sporty as your parents are,
Sporty.
they told us that they put a lot of emphasis on you and your brothers being
Gabe
a good
itches.
person off the ice first and foremost. How did they treat you?
Gabe itches.
Yeah, number one, it was always be a good person.
Oh.
I mean, that's what they want to do. I mean, luckily,
I can't believe that actually took me a second.
my brother,
Hey man, you'll be all right.
my parents, they raised us as good people first.
And
Oh.
you're going to share this night perhaps with a
I'm gonna pee
record
now.
number.
There's no dramatic.
Oh, Lars is in here.
No drama.
Describe that.
I don't know if we're trading back, honestly. I really don't.
I don't know, and we won't know until after pick 5.
You got me, Gabe.
Great coaches, unbelievable group. I mean, we're so tight, getting lifelong friends. I mean, I'm so blessed. I mean, USA Hockey's on the come up.
I love when I get a notification. Now's not the time to discuss Timo Meyer's extension. I want draft news, please.
Congratulations to you. Luke is next. Jeff, back to you.
Yes, Tara, Luke is indeed in 2021. New York Rangers next up on the board now that Jack Hughes is gone. Number 1. Dan Constantino quickly. Safe to say that we expect Campbell Kako's name to be called now.
Yeah, no question. Yes, New Jersey won the lottery. But
All right, Rangers are walking up.
If you're the New York Rangers, you're sitting there. Let someone else make the choice for you. And let's go, big man. Bring it in to Gotham.
This rebuild-
Where's Evan? Where Evan always is, really. Steve Eisman was a backup dancer for NSYNC. Yeah, that's old news.
I hate to disagree with Sam. This is no consolation prize.
You didn't miss anything. Hughes to New Jersey. They're about to announce Kako to New York.
Tell me the Rangers pick is in at least.
Yeah, they're talking right now.
With the second pick in the 2019 draft from TPS Turku, Kaku.
Rangers, that's how you do it. It took him like 10 seconds.
The Rangers are now my favorite Metro team.
Yeah, we'll be going to the prospect tournament in September. That's in our plans.
This is what I'm going to miss about Tim Murray in the draft because the over-under they'd always put on they put 5.5 as the over-under on how many words he would speak. And the last time he went under.
Seriously?
Buffalo selects Alex Nylander.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Thorzel. Sorry, Thorzel. I always say Thorell. Brad's on the Ritz. Yeah.
S'mores.
There's someone on the ground holding a boom mic. True or false? Gorton is the top 3 GM in the league.
Man,
He's up there.
He's been doing good.
You can't really make that declaration until his team starts to pan out, but you have to appreciate the way that guy is handling the rebuild. This is where the true chaos begins.
Alexander Barkov, Patrick Laine, Mikko Rantanen, and now you look at Jesperi Kotkaniemi from last year. Yet this guy's numbers are as good or better than the rest of them. So if you're doing very basic analytics on recent history, you have to think that this guy's going to come into the NHL, have an impact right away, and maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, we're talking about him in the same breath as we're talking about Barkov.
I like that they put the little hyphen on the 19 on the jersey.
This guy may very well follow his footsteps. The numbers tell you he's on that path.
This is now the 4th time that a Finn has
All
been
right.
selected 2nd overall in the draft. Patrick Laine,
Now the draft starts.
So, what do we want right now? We want 2 players in the next 3 picks that aren't Alex Turcotte or Bowen Byram. That's the dream. It won't happen, but that's the dream.
He's going to step in right away, and he will be effective. He will be effective right away. Not just play. He's going to be effective right away.
Well, I was gonna make a pick 3 joke on Twitter, but everybody's made one, so
Yeah, including me.
still gonna post a GIF though, but I'm not gonna put anything about it.
You're going to be a star.
You know what's great about the name, Brian, is it's impossible just to say the last name. It's a name where you have to say the first and the last. And Capo Kako, Jeff Gordon standing by with LA3.
Jeff, the joke was you had the easiest.
Kako went to New York.
Sit there, wait who New Jersey
Shocked.
took, and then make
Someone
the
asked.
easy pick.
I think that's a fair statement.
Pick 3 Drake.
Tougher name than Jack Hughes,
I think Drake just dominates because of his physical stature, but that'll drop off as he starts to play with talent. Closer to his peers.
Oh.
Jeff, there's a lot of talk that he might be the most physically ready.
Oh, Helen.
What do you expect?
Did Mika end up? What did Mika end up going to see? Was it Toy Story or
Toy Story 4 and Aladdin.
Nice double feature?
Driving, of course.
I've never been to a drive-in. We don't have those in Windsor.
I think
Huh.
be who he is, and we'll see.
You know there's one in Guelph, right?
Congratulations.
Mr. Ice, I will not be saying your name. I am wise to that now. I can't believe I fell for it the first time.
We had a chance to meet in Buffalo at the Combine. We did not meet Capo Kako because he was too busy celebrating a world championship victory with several million of his closest friends in Finland. How was that celebration?
Now I will no longer yell at teams for taking long to put the pick in.
She's now happy to have faces to the voices she hears. She's falling asleep.
Who's that?
Randy. No, that is Lars.
Well, I'm sure they're all
Lars
very,
and his
very
wife, Helen, are watching.
Oh,
One final question.
Yeah, my brother's in here. I'm sure you guys can find him.
that's true.
There's a double drive-in near London and in Tilbury, too. Yeah, London is just kind of stabby Windsor, right? And Guelph,
Cambridge is just stabby Kitchener.
right? And Guelph is worse London. Guelph
Guelph's really nice. I like Guelph.
is farmy London.
The New York Rangers are back.
But that one really wealthy area in the neighborhood. But the rest of the downtown area is run by the mob.
Yeah, worse London.
Okay, Chicago's on the move.
Let's go, Chicago.
The draft's starting.
Chicago, you want Kirby Doc here.
Like, I'm so tempted to look at my phone, but I don't actually want the pick spoiled. I want to see this.
How much time on the clock? Oh, it just says the pick is in. Sorry, I didn't see that in time.
The early talk was about Bowen Byram. He's the best defenseman available. Then there's the talk about Alex Turcotte because of his ties to Chicago. Trevor Zegras is the guy whose name was bandied about. But the most recent name to come about was Kirby Doc. And we'll see if that ends up coming to fruition here.
Moritz Seider's a good defenseman. He's not an offensive. He's just really well-rounded. Defensemen, there's always a few defensemen that skyrocket up draft boards every year, and it's just because of exposure and fascination with defensemen because they're so hard to predict. Moritz Seider is a late first-round talent. I would even see him at 20. I can justify it at 20, not anywhere higher than that. I like him. I want him on the wings, but not I don't know.
I like him on the wings at 35.
It's gotten crazy lately.
Okay, shut up.
Yeah, I like what they've done. I like that one. The city of Vancouver and the Vancouver Canucks for their hospitality this week. I also want to say hello and thank you to all the Blackhawks.
All right, I'm not looking at the chat right now, guys.
At Joe's Live in Rosemont. With the third pick, the Blackhawks are proud to select
The Saskatoon Blades.
Hot damn!
Dr. Chicago.
Hot damn! Yeah, buddy!
Whoa, I can't believe that pick. That's huge. Turcotte is definitely going to Colorado, right? Oh my God. They took Doc? Get out of here, dogs. This isn't about you. I'm texting Max. I already texted Prashant. Oh my God. One more pick that isn't Turcotte or Byram, and this is huge.
You all tried to put the jinx on me.
We lost the Brad Duck memes. We lost them.
You all tried to put it on me.
This is bad. This is bad for the podcast.
All the content gone.
I am now ready for Zegras to be taken fourth.
I've heard Cousins Colorado connections. That was a week ago, but
Yeah, but maybe not with Turcotte on the board, right?
listen, man, teams panic. Have you not seen Draft Day? Hollywood never lies, man.
Prashant's response to Doc to the Blackhawks was, excuse me? Let's go. All right, oh my God. That is massive. Oh. Sorry I'm missing all the chat, guys. I was just like, that is nuts. There's your hold my beer moment. How did oh my God. Brad hates you see, Brad, you should have worn your shirt. You hate the brand.
I can't be affiliated with this guy.
But he's a good small area player. Like, he's got a high skill level for a big man. He can make
All right, next two picks, Turcotte and then Cousins. Then Detroit gets Byram.
There's not too much at center. I predict he will make their team, and he might start on the wall. And that's not all bad. That's a lot easier.
People really do think I actually physically hated Kirby Doc.
No.
I had him ranked like 12. I like the guy. It's fine. I'm thrilled to see him go through. Good for him. I'm happy for Kirby Doc, and now Jesus can tell him to shoot in Chicago, oh boy, that's bad.
Oh, next two pick. All right, hey, Cole Caulfield to LA. Yeah?
Oh boy.
Where does this rank?
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, yeah, kind of speechless.
This guarantees that Detroit has the opportunity at one of Turcotte, Byram, or Zegras,
What have your parents
who of the realistic picks are my top three.
athletic genes, but it's so much more than that.
I'm trying not to get married to it because if Turcotte and Byram go next two, Detroit's likely not to take Zegras.
You think apparently I'm not the only one who's happy. Look at 46 likes in 3 minutes.
Xavier Laval, the humble Bronco survivor, working with the Saskatoon Blades team. What kind of perspective has he given you?
Yeah, Xavier is obviously a huge part of our team in Saskatoon. Kind of what he went through last year was something that you wish upon nobody.
And best thing, if it turns out I'm dead wrong and Kirby Doc is a superstar, he's in the other conference and can't rub it in my face 8 times a year.
Oh, boy.
Wow, he's all about living in the moment, and you should enjoy this one.
I'm upset this tweet didn't get more traction. I thought that was my best tweet of the day, honestly.
I laughed my ass off at that, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't think you're funny at all.
Oh, Colorado. Man, if Colorado picks anybody but Turcotte or Byram.
That is game. That's like.
I just love his all-around game. I think, the first thing.
This is bad for Bitcoin. It's catching on.
I think the thing that really impressed me was just his all-around game. Very competitive kid. When the going gets tough, he ramps up his game. It's really hard to find guys that have that combination of offensive skill. He can do a lot of things one-on-one, but he's got that competitiveness. He's a big kid, and he's not afraid to go to the net and really play a two-way game. So you add it all up, and it's quite an impressive package. Congratulations.
Berkey.
I know what's coming next, but the hope is still nice, right?
18 seconds left. Colorado's up.
The pick is in. The pick is in.
I know it's going to be Turcotte or Byram, but like
I think it's going to be Turcotte.
I'm almost 100% it's Turcotte. But if it's not,
yeah, that's a huge steal for Colorado.
On behalf of the Colorado Avalanche,
I'm not looking at the chat again.
the Aquilini family, Vancouver Canucks organization, and the great fans of Vancouver for this tremendous week we've had. It's great to be home. With our fourth pick, Colorado Avalanche are proud to select from the Vancouver Giants, Colin Byram.
They took Byram. Oh my God.
that was likely. We saw that coming.
They love Burnaby Joe here in Vancouver, Rogers Arena, and they love this.
That was likely.
Byram defenseman, the Vancouver.
All right, Turcotte or Zegras, boys.
How didn't they take Turcotte? You need a second line.
Best player always.
I think that's Turcotte.
Best player always. I don't disagree with what Colorado just did.
I don't disagree either. Byram, that's the pick.
When I look at this guy, his 26 goals lead all CHL defensemen this year. But what's more impressive about him? 9 of those were game winners, and he always got the opportunity in overtime. This guy scored 6 game winners in overtime. But what's really like about it? Yeah, we like the offense, we like the fans. The fact that
Oh, I can't handle this right now.
Let's not sleep on our boy.
I think,
The winged wheel, Pod Colson. Also, still very much a possibility.
yeah, Podkolzin and Cousins are probably even more likely than Zegras right now.
Samuel Girard looks like he's going to be a stud. Makar, stud. Everyone's forgetting about.
All right, LA, take Cousins. Just take Cousins. Just take Cousins, LA. Just take Cousins.
Please.
Just take Cousins.
To compare to the rest of the league. Projected all along to be the first defenseman taken in this year's draft, and indeed is. And you look at that, adding to what they already have with the Avalanche. This is a complete defenseman here. That's the thing. He gets everything. He's physical. You talk about the.
Oh, sorry, Mitchell. Who do you think they would have picked? Ottawa would have picked at 4.
They'd have picked Byram on 110%.
Trade up. Move up a pick. Pick 35. I would legitimately.
I would not. I don't. To me, Byram, the defensive position was worth a heavier premium. I don't have that much of a separation between Turcotte and Zegras that I'd give up pick 35.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll take.
I don't have that big of a separation between Turcotte and Podkolzin to justify giving up 35. One of the later seconds to get Turcotte, sure. But I'm not giving up 35. I wouldn't have given up 35 for anybody but Byram, honestly.
Jamie Heward, very key in his development, assistant coach with the Giants.
Get down to Tara Slow now, standing by with Bowen Byram.
Thank you,
Like if Detroit gives up pick 60 here to get Turcotte, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All in.
I don't think the Avs needed him either.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Vancouver's definitely become a second home to me since I started playing here in junior. So, have lots of friends and family here. So, yeah, I'm very excited right now.
One of the people who have been shepherding you through your entire career is your coach, Michael Dick, who's been playing.
Yeah, Tyson Barrie is all but gone now.
You were 10 years old.
Well, Barry's only got a year left on his contract, and I don't think Byram plays this year. So
No, but they'll want to move. I think
They
they'll want
might
to
not
move
have-
Barrie for someone like NHL ready, top 6.
Barry's got 1 year left on his contract. And remember, rule number 1 of drafting: best player always. And that's what Colorado did here. They went best player over positional need, which is the right thing to do. Because now they could go trade a Tyson Barrie for an immediate help at forward.
I'm going to throw up. I'm so nervous.
Yeah, why are they winding the clock down all the way to the end? Demon, stop!
What's he doing?
He was just licking and it was annoying me. Trying to not marry myself to a prospect. I'm still happy with Turcotte, Zegras, or Podkolzin. Any of them work. Please.
There's no way Turcotte falls, right? There's no way they pass on Alex Turcotte.
Okay, now here's the thing. There's no way LA, based on their team needs and best player available, should pass on Turcotte or Zegras here.
But nothing LA's done over the last 5 years has made any goddamn sense. So they're going to pick Dylan Cousins because grit, speed, tangibles, big. Canada.
There's no way. Those 5th overall picks. Yikes.
First round picks.
Oh, first round.
First round. Yeah, like
I was
only-
gonna say that.
none of them
sense.
none of them were in the top 10. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that does not make sense at all.
they're not great, Bob, but and to be fair, Velarde's good. They couldn't have predicted
What
the
if-
injury would have been so bad.
What if Zegras or Caulfield to LA here?
Then great. Then we get Turcotte or Podkolzin.
Take Podkolzin out.
Or Cousins, because that's a very real possibility. LA's picks in. Detroit didn't
Pick is
trade
in.
up. There it is. It's official. After 3 months of speculation, the Red Wings did not trade up.
All right, I'm officially not looking at the chat.
Okay, they're on the stage. You know what? They're going to start with US NTDP, and we're still not going to know who it is.
It's Matthew Boldy.
Boldy, Caulfield, Turcotte, Zegras. Or we might hear Lethbridge.
Maybe. It's gonna be Turcotte. It's gonna be Turcotte. It's gonna be Turcotte.
On behalf of the LA Kings, we want to thank Francisco Aquilini and Jim Benning and the great city of Vancouver for hosting us. Thank you very much. We want to say a shout out to our fans in Los Angeles, especially our season seat holder at our downtown draft party. And Tony Gasparini will do the pick for us.
Oh,
The Los Angeles Kings are proud to select from the United States Hockey League, Alex Turcotte.
Turcotte, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not surprised. The top 5 went as we predicted, just not in the order that we predicted. Zegras, Podkolzin.
The story for Alex Turcotte, Sam, the early part of the season.
That's where I'm at now.
He turned it on big time.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Byram and Turcotte went to the Western Conference as well.
Player that he brings compete to all 3 zones on the ice. Yet when he gets in the offensive zone, he has that ability to be able to produce at more than a point per game rate. I think the injuries really taught him a lot, not only about himself but his ability.
Zegras, Cousins, Podkolzin, Caulfield are the 4 most likely. Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot connecting Zegras to Detroit, though, and I'm nervous.
Oh. I think that's going to be maybe the steal of the draft.
There he is working on the strong side. Face off such a key part of the game. You want to
Hey, we actually got the top 5 right. I think that's the first time we've pulled that off. Not in order,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we got it right.
5 for 5 of guys who went in the top 5.
That's going to go a long way into your team having a great amount of success. You have to love this pick. The fact that he's got NHL bloodline with his father, having played some games in the National Hockey League. Always.
So again, on my happiness, I'm going to be over the moon happy with Zegras or Caulfield. I'll be reasonably happy with Cousins or Boldy. Cautiously optimistic with Broberg. Oh, and also really happy with Podkolzin.
My over the moon would be
Zegras is the ideal.
Yeah.
My preference right now, I think, would be Zegras. I'm going to say Caulfield and Podkolzin's a wash. Then I would go Boldy, Cousins, and then whoever else.
Zegras for me. Step. Cousins, Caulfield, same tier. Step, Podkolzin, etc.
He's got a higher skill level than some of those guys did their draft here.
Oh.
He's actually more creative.
Again, when he starts saying U.S., we're not going to know.
I know.
If Eiserman starts saying U.S.
I love this kid.
All right, there's the pick for the Los Angeles Kings, Alex.
Someone fix that name bar, Jesus.
Yeah. They had the wrong size jersey on them.
Told you they'd go to commercial for the Red Wings, you sons of bitches. I'm just going to... I don't even want to look. I'm not looking at my phone because I don't want it spoiled. I'm going to look quickly before it gets spoiled.
No cover-up spray here. Cheaper aerosols can cover up odors, burying them in a flowery fog. Switch to Febreze AirFest. Febreze eliminates even the toughest odors from the air.
I'm so nervous.
No cover-up.
Why do you drink it then?
I'm going to smoke roughly 4 packs.
I never said I liked it. There's normally some kind of alternative.
The thing is, now I can't even see if the pick's in. We don't know if they're trading back or not. Sportsnet.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Fresh, flaky.
The creaminess of the coleslaw, the crispy of the fish. Oh man, it's a nice mix.
Yeah, it's just good. Try our wild caught cod burger for a limited time only. Bodog.net gives you free casino tips. Poker strategies. Mid-sized horse info so you can make
I'm just excited to see.
I'm
Eisman
not
on the stage.
mentally prepared for this.
No, me either.
Come celebrate 65 years.
I want Zegras. I will be okay if it's not Zegras. I genuinely think Zegras would be the best player there, but I'm okay if it's not. I'm okay if it's not. All right.
Okay. And we're back. All
We're
right.
back. I see a Red Wings logo. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Let's not go down to Barcelona right now. Alex Turcotte is now a member of the Los Angeles Kings. Next up, the Detroit Red Wings will select number.
They're gonna select Bowen Byram.
There are a lot of decisions for Steve Yzerman, new general manager for Detroit.
All right.
I like the point that Brian
If I had to bet, Dylan Cousins.
That's where my money's at.
Pick's not in yet.
Minute
I'm
left.
just staring at that clock.
Come on, Detroit.
You have the benefit of two lists, but a lot of in-person viewings as well.
Hold on, more thoughts there about the Detroit Red
It's so
Wings.
nice.
Stevie, stand up. Go make the pick. They're moving. We made the pick. Stevie stood up.
Shh, move over, Alex. Move over.
They're moving. We didn't trade back.
All right, guys. I can't look at the chat right now. I can't.
You're anxious, you're nervous, and it's definitely something I'm going to remember.
They're walking to the stage.
I'm for sure happy it's over now. So.
I see Steve Yzerman. This immediately makes me feel better about anything that happens today.
Your grandfather is a legend in the coaching and teaching world. What do you think you got out of growing up in that kind of hockey environment?
Yeah, I think they taught me everything on the
Kick is
ice
in.
and,
Officially flipped over.
Skill. I think that all comes from them, and they coached me all the way up. And
Pick is in. Okay.
just how to be a good person to off the ice and how to be respectful. And they've been through the game, so they know how it works. And
Yeah. In order of what I think is the most likely, Cousins, Podkolzin,
This night means to you, your family, and your
Zegras.
friends.
Of everybody who's left, yeah, I've seen connections to Podkolzin and Cousins.
Okay, here's why.
Between those two, I want.
Here's why he was late for his interview with Tara. Had to put the name on the back of the jersey. There it is. Turcotte looks fine over the shoulder. All right, Steve Yzerman, the Detroit Red Wings this team selects.
All right, let's
With
go.
the sixth pick in the draft, the Detroit Red Wings select from Mannheim of the DEL, Moritz Seider.
Whoa! Sam Cosentino. We have our first shock of the draft. Moritz Seider.
I quit. They didn't even trade back to do that.
Call him the Diamond. Outstanding defensive.
So just do things like that and touch base with your family and nature.
There's so much chat that I missed. I'm so sorry. But I'm
Yeah, my Twitter mentions right now. I am not catching up to
No.
these.
Well, congratulations.
There's no way.
Soak it all in.
Thank you so much.
That is one big fish, Jeff.
And that is one big pick for the Buffalo Sabres. Another big pick is on the horizon here now for Ken Holland, the newly installed general manager of the Edmonton Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers have been very busy as of late, working the floor. Is there a deal here? Is there a deal there? Ken Holland not shy about making it. He's got a big job ahead of him here, guys. He tries to retool the team to get them back into the playoffs ASAP. And this pick, 8 overall, will go a long way to that end. What do we look for here, Sam? You talked a lot about Philip.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to know that when you come from an organization that's had a lot of success with Swedish players and you have their list, and then you move to a new organization and you're able to get the input from the scouting staff that was already in place to see what they do actually come up with here. I think I look at the Detroit pick. I think a lot of people were surprised in the building. I don't know if we're going to be quite as surprised with what we see from Edmonton.
I'm getting a lot of pictures of liquor bottles tweeted to me. I don't know.
We'll get back to the fish. Let's talk about the Swedish defense. Do we expect Broberg here, Louis? You've talked about it all week.
I mean, he's there. He's one of the players they certainly liked, and he said we're going to get a very good player at 8 if he's still there. Yeah, there's no question he's on their list, and he's probably going to be the guy they're going to pick.
After they selected Evan Bouchard, defenseman for the London Knights. We'll see if they go for another D now as the Edmonton Oilers are poised to make the 8th overall selection 2019 NHL Draft.
With the 8th pick in the draft,
Oilers select from AIK Sweden, Philip Broberg.
How are there 3 defensemen in the top 10 of this draft?
I can't even, like, I have no reaction to that Broberg pick.
Dude, I'm gonna have no reactions to the rest. I'm still processing cider.
You couldn't find this guy on anyone's list anywhere. He was nowhere to be found. Well, he started lugging the puck around, and people are saying, "Oh, wait a sec, this guy's pretty good." He left that tournament, and as a result of that, everyone was making him a top 10 pick. He had 5 points in 4 games, and then he came back to regular league play. He was
Jumped up a whole lot of followers in the last 5 minutes.
Junior team only because they were going to start playing at the back end of the bus there. Not overly impressive was his game there. He got sick at the end. He brought that sickness back with him.
Well, all right, Nick. Get him on the ice with Nick in Europe. And
couldn't find any comfort in his game.
When this first round of the draft is over, I think I'm going to watch 3 hours of this film tonight because I didn't watch a ton of it, honestly, because he was middle of the first round. He was like low 20s, high teens. He was the furthest prospect away from any Red Wings pick.
Oh, okay.
I'll say it, the best forward skating defenseman in the draft this year. This guy can absolutely fly at 6'3", and people say, "Wait a second, defenseman skating forward." It's absolutely imperative to be able to skate forward now in the National Hockey League. How fast the game is, going back to the puck, closing on defense. This guy is the ceiling is limitless for him, and I think that's why he's been picked so high, because he has the frame, he has the speed. Can he fill into that and play that in the National Hockey League?
I know you have Doc, or you have Brother Dylan Cousins Fish on your mind right now, but give us your thoughts.
Crystal just sent me a whole bunch of cute pictures of Mika waiting for the movie,
I wanted to ask him for
and
double-check his birthday. He thought it was Cuban Little League stuff.
and I'm like, why am I throwing this shit fucked up real bad?
I want to spin. There's the good news is here that Detroit walks away with a good defenseman. The bad news
He's
is
fine, yeah. Like, and he shoots right, and he's German. That's cool. Dreisaitl's German.
Jeff, you know, when we met with Philip at the draft combine in Buffalo, he was telling us about a regret that he had in his life.
We're at pick 9. How are Zegras, Caulfield, and Podkolzin still there?
JD Burke nailed it, eh?
Hey, no, by the way, you should have came over when you saw me in public. I would have said hello. Congratulations, buddy. Good luck.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
What centers do they look at 35? I don't know. It depends on how the first round shakes out.
Are pretty good. How are you feeling right now? There was a lot of applause over there.
Oh, man. At this point, I trade all 3 second-rounders for any pick now to take
You were
Zegras.
a
Yeah.
centerman.
Oh, yeah.
You
Don't
went
even.
to
I don't
the
even think
hockey
twice.
camp that had too many forwards, and you became a defenseman. What happened there?
It was the coach he basically said that you become a better defenseman one day and then you be center. So I took a good advice and I'm happy with the decision.
As you should be. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Here's Elliot now with Ken Hall.
Thank you, Tara. Ken, he had a really up and down roller coaster year. What made him the guy in your mind? Well, they played real good. I was at the World Championships, World Under-18s. I watched them play. Played very, very well.
Hey, if it makes any consolation, Ken Holland did something stupid too.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to do that.
Would have rather had Broberg than Cider, but anyways.
You know, research. We think we've got a real good player. I wanted to ask you, just what's the last couple of weeks been like? You're new at the job. Edmonton's got big hopes on you. Just the preparation for this particular pick. I don't know if I'm new at the job, but I'm certainly new in Edmonton. That's fair. I'll take that. Yeah. I'm excited. It's a great opportunity.
This is a terrible. I'm.
Fan base.
This is so bad. I'm sorry for all you guys who have had questions and comments in the chat that we haven't even been looking at.
I'm not done processing this yet. I can't answer anything.
Yeah,
I'm trying to unpack. Like, I'm legitimately stunned. I'm more stunned than angry.
What happened to best player available?
And for the way, all of you guys who are tweeting at me, about trust the Eisner plan or I hate Yzerman now. This isn't Steve Yzerman. He's been in Detroit for 2 months. This is Tyler Wright.
Yeah.
Last time that happened, 2016, they took Max Jones and Stan Steele to CHL.
Now Anaheim's going to get a good player. Fuck's sakes.
Pick number 9, the Anaheim Ducks.
With the ninth selection, Anaheim was proud to select from the USA Development Program Trevor Zegras.
Anaheim just got a steal at 9 with Zegras.
Files all around. Trevor Zegras goes to the Anaheim Ducks at 9th overall. He is a center and also play the wing. Versatile and in some ways, Lou, but it compares to Pat Kane.
He really does. You know what? I said aside from Jack Hughes, this guy might be the most offensively gifted guy in the draft. And
Do I even want to click that 20 plus?
Unlike
I don't.
players
I'm going
he
to.
does it
Oh, God.
You watch Patrick Kane here, and he just little fake, puts it through cross diagonal, little spin around the pass for a tap in back door to break it. Now watch Zegras through the legs, no look, top move. It's in the back of the net right there. I mean, he has eyes in the back of his head. He can make those plays in a flat and ultra confident with the puck on his stick.
I wish we would have at least prepared for this.
I was ready for Detroit to draft about 6 guys, like legitimately, like even maybe reaching for a guy like Krebs.
You have to be very well aware of who you're on the ice.
I've seen the word shutdown mentioned in the same tweets as.
Look at his world under 18, 5% assists there. But the one thing that really stuck out to me when we sat down and met him, this is a guy who knows he's going to be an NHL player. Like, there is no doubt about it. He walks into the room, he's got a little swagger going, he's got that cock of the walk, and you know what? I think that plays well if you're trying to make it onto a team and trying to tell everyone that you're the best guy and prove everyone else that they took ahead of him wrong. And for some young kids watching, this kid was a multiple sport athlete his whole life. This is not a guy playing hockey 12 months. We tried to stress that when I did it. He played lacrosse, tennis, soccer, golf, baseball. Said lacrosse in particular helped develop his hand-eye coordination. He was a down low shooter. We shouldn't lose sight of that. When a guy gets to this level and is a multi-sport athlete, I think it helps him a lot.
U.S. program has 3 players selected in the first round. The next one will be a Richard for this program.
I can't even watch these players. Like, until Podkolzin, Ziegler, and Caulfield are off the board now, like, I can't even watch the draft. Honestly, I'm so rattled.
And that's what we talked about prognosticating this draft, that it was center deep. We're especially seeing that here at the high end. But you're looking at being able to pick up your speed and pick up your playmaking ability. This is a guy who can do it. It's interesting that when Paul Murray went behind the bench, not only had he already assessed what was happening.
People, I don't know what you people think of me that I've had multiple tweets at me now. Can't wait to hear Brad losing on the podcast. The yelling will only be moderate.
Yeah, it'll be.
For the Anaheim Ducks, Dallas Eakins on last week by the Swamp. We're standing by for the Vancouver Canucks in place to make the next pick. So this place is going to explode here at Rogers Arena. As you mentioned off the top, the draft has been hosted by Vancouver twice. The last 2 times they have selected Peter Nedved in 1990, Michael Grabner in 2006. This is a big decision for the Vancouver Canucks, Sam.
Yeah, no question. You want to make that splash in front of your fans. And, you know, with what's the excitement that's been created with Quinn Hughes, you look at Brock Besser before that, starting to put together a nice homegrown talent base here. And this next piece is going to go a long way into seeing if the Vancouver Canucks can take it into the playoffs under Travis Street.
It's a lot of
Let's see.
for the Vancouver Canucks guys.
They started
Oh, shit. Was that in that just not tweet?
It was only a podcast account tagged it.
Oh, man. Tagging that so I can see it. Has Vancouver made their pick yet? I'm so tuned out right now trying to process this all.
I know.
Consecutive draft.
Who made this pick? Matt Millen?
Jim Benning sleeve. No matter what it is, Sam, Louis, Brian, the roof is going to come off this place when this kid gets picked. Jim Benning safe. Guaranteed.
Vancouver's crazy here if they don't take Caulfield.
This one could be an interesting one for the Vancouver Canucks.
I like that our reactions on that are like the opposite but the same.
Vancouver is proud to host the NHL and its club members to the 2019 draft. I'd like to acknowledge our season ticket holders and our fans here in Rogers Arena and everywhere else. I'd like to thank you for your passion and your support. The 2019 the Vancouver Canucks draft from St. Petersburg of the KHL, Vasilia Patsova.
Not even close, bud. That's a great pick for Vancouver, but Vasilia, God bless you.
Give us some context here, Sam.
What?
An absolute steal in my mind. He's a top 5 player in this draft.
When they said Manheim.
We're fucking doing it. We're fucking doing it. Moritz Cider. That's the pick. That is the move. Moritz right there. Do I have any apple cider? Moritz Cider is the move. We are embracing it. Apple cider. That is the move. Just kidding. I don't have any apple cider, Ryan. We cannot celebrate appropriately. I don't have any apple cider. I'm sorry.
This guy tweets at me, Stevie Y greater than you. Yeah, man. I know. Everyone.
I think people are overestimating how much of this Stevie Y influence Stevie Y had on this.
I can't.
I'm gonna send out a positive tweet when I get back, but I gotta do something first.
So someone made a Chernobyl reference. Not great, not great, not bad.
He's a top 5 pick. So at this point, the draft at this point, he's a steal. I'm a Sammy. This guy's gonna play right away when he does get over here.
You know, it's sometimes challenging guys to have a look at evaluating players when they bounce around so many leagues, KHL, VHL, and you look at the world international tournaments that he's played in. It wasn't as if he was in one place long enough to get a real feel.
Yeah, the hat-trick of the Broncos is going to carry through to a pretty good under-18s, especially his last 2 games.
Big one for the Vancouver Canucks, the general manager.
Yep.
Jim, there were a lot of teams that said this guy was undoubtedly one of the best players available, but they were scared off by the 2 years. Why weren't you scared off?
Well, the way we looked at it, no matter who we picked at that spot, probably needed 2 years of development.
It's my thinking juice.
We're excited to get him.
Oh, cheers.
He's strong on the puck. He takes pucks to the net. He'll give us a dimension that we don't have in our young
I like
players,
that.
somebody that can protect the puck.
Premium Barrel Select Whiskey.
I've actually realized just realized I've never had 40 Creek.
No?
Yeah.
The Wade Wheel Podcast, not sponsored by 40 Creek Whiskey.
Where did Mackenzie have cider? I don't even want to look.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't fucking matter.
We're going to continue to talk to teams and look at all of our options, and we'll see.
Thanks very much, Jim. Jeff.
Okay, so the Philadelphia Flyers are up next. We just saw Dan Spiel a second ago. Use the cheat sheet. Have a look at the name Vasily Podkolzin before it was announced. And you wonder, I'll have a look at the draft from St.
Petersburg of the KHL. Celia Paxova.
We all recall back in 2006, the last time the draft was in Vancouver, this with Bobby Clark.
Well, cheers, everybody.
Maybe there were some players he wanted, Trevor Lewis, Bobby Sanguinetti, that he didn't get.
You think 40 Creek's good to mix with s'mores crackers?
A tribute in some ways for St. Phil to Bobby Clark. Philadelphia Flyers are next on the board, but there seems to be a pause here, guys. You wonder if we may have a trade.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone's trying
20 plus.
to get the goaltender. That's a great call.
The Red Wings just traded all 3 seconds to come back and get fucking Caulfield.
You're jumping the queue and trying to get Spencer Knight. And that, I have no idea if that's what's going to happen, but that's what I think could be in play here.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I look at a team like Florida, who's rumored to wanting to be taking Knight. Even Minnesota at 12, there was some talk about taking the goaltender there. If he were, for example, to get down past that 16, Colorado with its second pick would be another target for me. So I thought you'd have to get into 10 to ensure you get the goaltender, but maybe that number.
I can't express everything I'm feeling in a tweet, and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this without going on like a 12.
Flyers, and we'll find out who that with, whether there are players involved.
Fucking Sider was amazed when he got picked.
Anybody.
Yo, trade?
Here we go. Here's the
Philadelphia trades a number 11 pick in this year's draft, the pick that's pending, to Arizona for the number 14 pick.
Arizona.
And the number 45 pick in this year's
Arizona. Who would Arizona? Oh, Arizona's 100% coming up for Caulfield.
Yeah, they are.
100%.
2019 draft. Arizona, you're on the clock.
I do love the reaction, though.
There's the trade, gentlemen. It is perfect.
That's actually awesome.
And as much as I've heard and seen interviews and heard everything about Moritz Seider, like, it sounds like I'm actually going to love the dude.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
He seems like a good dude.
I'm a little bit surprised here, because when you look at the picks Philadelphia has, a second, 2 third rounds, let's go.
They've drafted a lot of forwards lately. Is it time to go back and have a look at the
Well, I'm glad I've been on the record saying that I wanted Sider on Detroit. I picked him. Did I pick him in one of our mocks?
No.
Bob had him at 15th. Brad, Ryan, Brad, Ryan. Evan is all of us.
Evan is a concept more than a person.
So this very quickly turned into our worst live stream ever. Not because of the pay. Like that's not why I'm saying that. It's because we are shocked. We weren't ready to be on and handle this.
The pick is next, 11th overall.
Hello to our fans watching back home. Thank you for your continued support.
Well, that's our defense pipeline, right? Like, they want Sider to be a top pairing guy.
He shoots right.
Shoots right.
Making our selection will be our assistant general manager.
Like, I mean, he's good. He could be really good.
John Shake is younger than Moritz Seider.
Arizona Coyotes are proud to select from Brynäs in the Swedish Hockey League Victor Soderstrom.
Well, I don't know anything about this draft. I know nothing about the draft.
Don't get me wrong. Soderstrom's a great pick, but you're trading up for him?
Yeah.
You ever notice in drafts, if there's a position that's weak, teams panic? Remember last year when centers were weak and then Arizona went up to get Peyton?
So having that multi-sport ability as part of your growing up, I think, is really key. It's really important. Dad Jonas is the coach in the Brynäs system, so he's been around the pro game for a long time.
This draft makes – people were saying this is going to be an unpredictable draft. Well, shit, they weren't kidding.
Be able to get shots through, defend with a really good gap, and a guy who, on all 3 zones of the ice, can bring it something. What's interesting about this player, I don't know if there's that one dynamic thing, maybe it's easy to say, that jumps out above the rest of what...
The Wing World Podcast, sponsored by Obesity. I work at a gym. Who cares? This is criminal that Cole Caulfield isn't gone yet. Was this last draft this unpredictable outside of the Hayton pick? No.
This is the second Swedish board that has been taken already in this first round. For me, a right-handed shot, I mean, this is an easy pick for the Arizona Coyotes. The guy that comes in, you know he's going to have
Man, I like Sider. That's the thing that pisses me off about this.
Yeah,
I
know.
like him.
I keep having to tweet that. People keep getting mad at me. I'm like, no, I like the guy. It's just it was way off the board.
I just don't like him at 6. It was my same argument with Doc. I'm just having it for a different goddamn player.
Two-way defense for probably in the draft, and he's mature. He knows he needs to go back for another year. He's not coming over next year no matter what. I like the fact that in our conversation, Kevin, he said, guys, it's easier to play in the FHL because we started.
Doesn't matter if Doc fell to us. We weren't picking him.
Oh boy.
Last year, our draft episode was our biggest episode ever because everybody came for the sheer and utter elation that we were going to have. This year, it's going to be our biggest ever episode because people are coming for the fucking meltdown and to make sense of this whole goddamn thing. Spoiler, we can't make any sense of this shit. Ugh. Detroit absolutely started the panic picks for defensemen, except for the fact that Edmonton's been rumored to be taking Broberg for like a week.
From recent NHL drafts.
Fucking Adam.
I need my brothers. This family is going to war.
Oh, Brahman just posted his thoughts on the first 10 picks. Fuck, I gotta read this. Skip, 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 skip.
Welcome back to the 2019 NHL entry draft from Vancouver. Now, this is a team that must have really wanted Victor Soderstrom, the Arizona Coyotes traded up to get you. Did you have a sense that they were sniffing around?
Yeah, a little bit. I talked to them a lot, but I wasn't sure that they were going to trade up to get me. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's a great organization, and yeah, I'm really happy right now.
Your family is all here to see this. Your dad, Jonas, coached you until you were.
Pronman's take on Sider.
The best thing that he did was
Terrific skater, huge size, shoots right, great shutdown guy. Probably never going to run a power play. That's what we needed. Just kidding. I like the guy. He'll be good. He'll be good. Ryan, he'll be good. God, how are we going to spin this on the pod?
Why are there still 177 of you here? This isn't good. This stopped being good the moment they said Mannheim. The moment they said Mannheim, this live stream stopped being good.
Actually, that's probably when it got good.
Did someone keep a timer? How long did I go without speaking?
I think I had my face in my hand for a while.
I think I went 5 minutes, and my first word was what?
Oh my God, Moritz Sider is this year's Barrett Hayton. Fuck! Do you think a team like Minnesota that's struggling to score goals, how are they not tap dancing to the stage to take Cole Caulfield? A team with no goddamn skill, needs forwards like the plague needs a cure, and they're just sitting there at 12 laughing their asses off.
Yeah, you think about Paul Fenton's history with the Nashville Predators and doing such a great job selecting defense.
First of all, I'd like to say hello to our fans in the state of hockey, to our draft party at Tom Reed's, and with our selection from the U.S. Team National Development Program, we select Matt Boldy.
You mean, yeah.
I don't ahead of Caulfield?
I mean, fucking silly season, man. Matthew, that's a great value pick. That's probably who they were going to get.
And if you're looking at Boldy in that range, you have like you think Caulfield's not going to be there, you lock into Matt Boldy. It's the same way that we were married to Trevor Zegras, right? Like you locked into.
I wasn't married to anybody, Ryan. I was keeping an open goddamn mind, but not this open.
What was that?
What moment was that?
Also after. You can tell because my hat is off. I think I pushed my hat off.
And this is a lot of what we expected from the program. John Romleski and his team, although they win when it comes to tournament play, the individuals on this team is the greatest selection. Their population put together by the U.S. Training and development program, and it continues. And I don't think we're done just yet with the players that'll be selected in the first round from that group.
Hard cider or Mannheim Steamroller? Mannheim Steamroller sounds like a sex thing, honestly.
So yeah, that's the one.
First line down to the fourth line. He's big. He prides himself. He started to kill penalties the second half of the year. Really impressive interviews. Going to Boston College. The program said, this kid puts on 15 pounds. He's going to be scary. That combination of foot speed and size and hands, wow.
To remind you a little bit of Mark Stone in that sense, Brian.
I think he's going to be a better skater than Mark Stone. Yeah. I think he's going to be a part of it. Sorry, Mark, you're a great player, but this kid at this age, Mark Stone is a skater and junior.
Who's that? Jared Brown.
He's going to grow. I really like this kid. What a pick this is.
The other thing that jumps up for me too as well, he's played with really highly skilled players. He played with Jack Hughes, Zegras. That national development program has a ton of skill.
Well, the one positive is Cider goes to the OHL. Owen Sound holds his rights, so we would get a lot of looks at him in Kitchener this year.
Yeah.
If he goes to Owen Sound, he's eligible for Europe, Grand Rapids, wherever the hell he wants to play, he can play.
Jeff, thank you. Todd, you were a football player growing up, collegiate football. So why did it become?
Hey guys, I'm 23 followers away from 2,000.
I don't even know where I'm at anymore. I've jumped up almost 100 followers today. Jesus.
This U.S. development program now with 5 picks already. What do you think it's like for your son to be drafted with all the peers that he's played with?
It's unbelievable. Great opportunity for him. Just a great group of kids and athletes to come in the NHL.
Congratulations on the day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Jeff.
Thank you very much, Dan. So Matthew Boldy goes to the Minnesota Wild at 12th overall and the 4th player from the U.S. National Team Development Program. That is a new record. Who gets selected in the first round?
Okay, you get done with your whining. Go lay down.
Going back to 2010, when Brandon Gormley went 13th to then Phoenix. More on that in a couple of seconds. Panthers boys to select. But let's hear from the player, Matthew Boldy, with our response.
Well, we heard from Matthew earlier saying his pregame meal is chicken parm. Were you too nervous to eat today, or did you have it?
No, I went with steak today, so just changed it up a little. But I mean, like I said, chicken parm.
Take it all in. Live the high life. Your whole family is here to support you. In particular, you and your brother Mike are super competitive.
Can Cider play in the A next year? Yeah, right? Yeah.
He can play, because he's drafted anywhere. He can play anywhere.
Yeah, that's
a positive. There's no way around it.
That was a 10-second long fart from that dog. You pile of shit dog. I can, oh my God.
Does that come from being the younger brother trying to keep up?
I mean, I think so. I think growing up, I was always trying to keep up with him and his friends. He's 4 years older, so it's kind of a big gap to keep up. But I think I owe a lot to him, and kind of just picking on me a little too much in the driveway probably helped me out in that department. So.
Well, I think you have one up on him right now. And finally, just sharing this night with your friends from the U.S. program. What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I think I'm going to have 7, 8 first-round picks, and I mean, being able to go through it with them all year long, kind of.
As if Philly's going to trade back and get
definitely helped, and
Caulfield.
Whoever's picking those guys from our team, being great players and great people as well.
Well, you can have another steak. You've earned it.
There. I sent a somewhat coherent tweet.
Thanks very much, Dan Cosentino, Louis DeBrusque, and Brian Brick. Let's pick up on that theme because that is now the fourth player selected from the program in the first round. Dan, you've been talking about this all season long. This draft is going to be the story of the Western Hockey League and the U.S. program. Should we just get used to this? Will this be consistent year in and year out with that U.S. program cranking out handfuls of high-end players?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. And for me, it starts at the grassroots level where they're really promoting skill and developing skill. I look at some of the young players in Canada and some of the younger teams, and they're all about winning and playing systems where there's a big difference going on in the United States.
My God, someone just just sent out a tweet that the Avalanche could end up with Byram and Caulfield.
Michigan, Florida,
No.
California, and those guys are starting to coach the younger players. And
The Florida Panthers select for the U.S. National
There he goes.
Team Development Program, Spencer Knight.
Ah, I called it. I nailed it.
Imagine Spencer Knight going before Cole Caulfield. I'm not saying they're going to be wrong.
Bam! When you nail a pick outside of the top 10, that's impressive.
Does that count?
Every mock week. Shooter. Listen, man, I need every victory I can get tonight.
That if you're able to solve this problem, it's probably solved for the next.
Short people are scary.
Quickly will he play would be the next question. And a lot of times we're looking at goalies
The 2 later seconds.
It won't even get us into the 20s.
The 2 first seconds.
Could probably get us up to like early 20s.
And he shook your hand, he looked you in the eyes, and you knew he was not only confident, but he had his eye on the prize. I love the fact that during this being more efficient, about settling his game down a little bit, about doing less, yet playing faster.
You know what? We owe you guys. We did not give you a good stream today.
I don't know, man. In a lot of ways, I think we gave the best stream.
He's in the top 2 or 3 categories with all the skaters and defensemen. Not him on goalie. So they've got a 300-yard shuttle, 100-yard dash, long jump, bench press, pull-up. He's in the top 2 or 3 with all the skaters. This kid is an athlete. Jerry York, where he's going to Boston College, said most athletic goalie he's seen in years, post to post with power, great awareness, great kid, very mature.
I kind of want to tweet that, just like not what I was getting at.
Is he the most anticipated in the draft going back to
Oh, shit.
But you have to think so being taken this high. But there is a cautionary tale with taking goaltenders in the first round. If I look at the 17 goalies.
Craig goes, thanks a lot. Your podcast sucks. Oh, shit. Yeah, man. What do we know? Remember, guys, the draft review episode is coming Sunday.
Once you get into the second and third round and beyond. Statistics don't lie about that, but you and I talked about the fact that if this is the guy, if you hit this one right, this is your decade-long starter, and that's what the Florida Panthers are hoping. I love the fact that he's a physical specimen. He works out. I love his interview. He's one of the best interviews.
Spencer Knight looks like the kid who reminds the teacher at the end of class that she forgot to assign homework.
Jeff, a bit of a different tack because Spencer Knight's not someone you're going to be thinking about right now. So when you look at your roster, what are you hoping to accomplish over the next couple of weeks?
Well, we're looking to we'll see how it plays out.
Chad, cider happened. Yep.
Just goaltending, we all know the importance of it. How you need depth, and he's a young kid. He's very impressive. We think he's got a great future. And we'll see how it plays out over the next couple of weeks.
He's going too drunk now.
It's last couple of years. It's been Tampa, Boston,
Cheers.
Toronto. How do you break that? I know we're walking into best division in hockey. We got.
No, you're not, Joe. No, you're not.
The last couple of years,
yes, you are.
Being a playoff team. Now we got to find a way to get in the playoffs, and we saw this year where anything can happen. So we feel that we've got some young players that are ready to go to that next level. We need them to play playoff games. Find out who we can beat. But there's a lot of good pieces here. I think it's exciting.
Can we get Yurko back?
We
love you too, Craig.
It was unbelievable. We want to make sure that we're part of the playoff team. Fan looks better in Florida than Chicago. Congratulations, Joe. All right, thanks. Sarah?
How do you like the ring of this? Squidward makes it to the NHL. You ever gonna live that nickname down?
No. I mean, he's been on all my helmets. I plan to keep him there. So.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about your performance during the fitness testing at the combine. Have you always put that much emphasis on athleticism?
Yeah, for me, it's a big part of the game. I think you have to be a good athlete.
Trying to think of a good comparable for Cider, and I haven't come up with one yet. A lot of people are sending Parayko at me, but
Like Nicholas Lidstrom, kind of. Who's the 5 best available right now? Who's on the board? Is Turcotte still there?
Byram. We can draft Byram again. Caulfield still being there is criminal. Krebs is still there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he tore his Achilles, right?
More goals wins, right? So I think more preventing goals. So.
All right. You have his answer. Jeff Merritt, preventing goals.
Philly just traded back 3 spots and might still get Caulfield. But then again, everybody else is passing on Caulfield. So who the hell knows? God, they had a bad draft last year. Speaking of teams that cannot draft in the first round, though, holy shit.
What a great year to have no luck in the draft lottery, right?
Do you know who had no luck in the draft lottery this year, Ryan? Do you? Ryan? Do you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is proud to select from the U.S. National Team Development Program, Cam York.
What? I keep hearing U.S. NTDP and I assume it's Caulfield. What are you idiots doing?
We've seen a goaltender, and now we're seeing defensemen selected in the U.S. National Team Development Program.
It's like the dressing room. I mean, this guy is an example of what we talked about when some retired players end up coaching, and you go back to looking at Scott Niedermayer, you look at this guy who grew up.
Someone goes Cole Caulfield at 35.
Jamie Storer and Drake Johnson, but an offensive defenseman whose defensive game is really underrated because he's got great feet. He has the ability to keep tight gaps. He has the ability to cut you off and angle you. He's a really good stick player, so he's got a lot of those elements to his game. But where he really excelled with the U.S. program is on the power play, and that's something that emerged throughout the course of the year, as you can see on the highlights.
For the University of Michigan, Louis.
Extreme high offensive IQ.
Eisman won't trade up here. They value their seconds too much.
I mean, in this draft, yeah, you should not trade up. Unless Caulfield drops into the early 20s, then you trade up.
For me, I look at this going to Philadelphia. They've already got a ton of young defensemen there. Goldrock, Sanford, Gostisbehere. There's guys that are offensively minded and gifted there. They'll fit right in with that.
That is the moment he said Mannheim.
And Seth Thacker from the program told me that most young defensemen that create offense are a train wreck defensively. This guy creates offense with minimal risk.
Someone just a Red Wings fan who I know's Twitter tag used to be different. Just like, well, shit now.
He's going to be a real good player. He's headed to Hills, by the way, not the LA area. He's from the area. He's going to Michigan. He's just going to get better on a real sharp part, and he loves to fish. Well, how about this? How about getting the opportunity to go up against Zegras, Boldy, Beecher, Hughes, Caulfield every day in practice? You have no choice but to be a better player because of it. And Jack Hughes said he's the most creative guy on the team. That's a bold statement from the number one pick in the draft this year, but that just goes to show.
I'm watching a highlight of the U.S. running a cycle in Germany, so Cider better come up the ice and score here. Okay, that was a nice play. My hope is that Cider's played at such a low level. Not that the DEL is a low level, but like by getting to North America, by getting to a better system, like there's still his room for growth is bigger than everybody else's. That's a plus.
LA just couldn't pass on Turcotte, eh?
Would it have been? What would have been worse?
Oh no! I don't even want. Actually, I'm sorry I even brought that up.
One thing I've learned watching this highlight video is I absolutely need to watch more hockey highlights in German. This is incredible.
I don't think Krebs will fall so far as 35.
Who? I think someone's going to fall to 35 that it's going to be absurd that they're there, and we're not going to pick them. We're going to pick someone rated in the 4th round.
Our new coaching staff, so I think we're in a much better spot than we were at the end of the year. I did last year the year players the next office. There's been a lot of talk about it.
Dude, German broadcasting is the best thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Montreal's up. This could be fun. They could take the other Suzuki here. Oh my God, Montreal's going to get Caulfield.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
And we're looking forward to seeing what he can do.
I don't want him in our division, man.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, so as you mentioned, new coaching staff for the Philadelphia Flyers, Alain Vigneault, and no one thinks that the Philadelphia Flyers are done by any stretch of the imagination. They're there to shake things up. All right, Montreal Canadiens. You have to look at the general manager, Marc Bergevin. It has been a very busy day for the Montreal Canadiens GM, talking to as many people as possible, calling them over, going over, having a laugh, having a chat with, well, the general manager for the Avalanche, Joe Sakic. Montreal and Toronto cooking on something. There he is with Kyle Dubas. But Marc Bergevin has been a very busy general manager so far, and they are now poised to make a picture of 2019 NHL.
Yeah, like I was not planning on Detroit taking a defenseman in the 1st round, so I'm praying for 3 forwards in the 2nd, honestly.
Caulfield from the program, he's still out there as well. Where do you see Montreal going? Last year, the first.
Does Montreal not go Caulfield here?
I have to really wonder with the Peyton Krebs injury, is that maybe more severe than what we thought? Here's a guy that I had tagged as the top 10. He's still sitting around. You saw him hobble in off the top of the show. You wonder if the injury has an impact on where Peyton Krebs goes and the size for Cole Caulfield, who many expected to go in the top 10 as well.
It could be a factor, but it's a partial tear. And this is an injury that players normally have 100% recovery rate on. There's very little risk of drafting a player that has had this injury. I talked to team doctors about this last week. They were like, nope, take them. So it must be another factor, or someone hasn't done the research into the injury.
We expect Montreal to take it forward. That's in that best player available in this area right now.
I mean, Cole Caulfield, yes, he was projected.
There's a 5-minute Mort Sutter highlight video I'm watching right now, and like they're showing the 45 seconds leading up to every goal. This highlight video is like 6 plays long. Fuck me.
Here he is, the fashion plate, Marc Bergevin.
The Montreal Canadiens would like to thank the Canucks organization, the city of Vancouver, and the Equality family for their hospitality. And also the St. Louis Blues to be the Stanley Cup champion. Salutations à tous nos partisans à travers le Québec et le Canada. For our first pick, I'd like to a native from Sycamus, BC. Our captain, Shea Weber, will make our selection.
Look, it's Evan.
With the 50th overall selection, the Montreal Canadiens select from the U.S. National Development Program, Cole Caulfield.
Yeah.
The biggest person on the stage, select one of the smallest players in the draft. But here's the question that I have for you guys. Cole Caulfield, right winger from the U.S. program. That run continues. Second from the program. Did the Montreal Canadiens just draft Alex DeBrincat 2.0?
Mannheim isn't a good team. Well, I'll argue that because they won the championship in their league this year.
He says, yes, I compare favorably to Alex DeBrincat. I watched a lot of Alex DeBrincat. He's got a lot of fight this game. I've seen Cole Caulfield, and he's not afraid to give you a little whack in the back of the legs. But what they do have in common is the fact that they know where to find free ice, where to find those soft spots. That's what good goal scorers do. Cole Caulfield has that ability.
Oh.
And it's amazing to see just how many goals
Caulfield would end up in here.
You know he's going to be the top choice to get
Montreal just drafted Cole Caulfield at 15. Ryan, Cole Caulfield's going to fill our nets with a lot of pucks. 8 times a year.
I mean, for a staff, he's one of the smallest guys in the draft. They have one of the biggest smiles. This kid is infectious. He's infectious with his whole demeanor and loves to score goals. We call these guys cookie monsters for a reason. They absolutely must score. They love to score. He's no different. He is a prolific goal.
He gets 5 to 6.
The aftertaste on that really burns, eh?
Single night, Brian.
Yeah, it lingers.
Well, John Robuski from the program said to me he gets lost better than any player he's ever seen.
How do you get so fixated on a guy and not look at all? They thought he was better than Zegras, than Cousins, than Podkolzin, than Caulfield.
Or they just completely panicked and went direct position of need. Best. If you wanted to pick the best right-handed shooting defenseman available, there's a case that it was him. But that's awfully specific.
If you want that, I would have rather have them trade all 3 second-round picks to trade up to 15 to get him.
Yes, I agree. Take Zegras and then get Sider at 15 and F the second round.
Yeah.
Describing the goal of the year.
I dropped the puck to Marshall going into the zone, and I found myself at the goal line, and then Marshall didn't have an option to shoot, so he gave it back to me. And
Sometimes like, wait, the Yotes took a defenseman. Didn't they score like 7 goals last year?
I saw the goalie was not really expecting me to shoot it, so I tried to throw it on net, and somehow, some way, it went in. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
What a night by Cole Crosby. What a night, what a description. How did that puck go in, guys?
Yeah, unbelievable. That goal scorer's knack. That's an innate ability. That's not something that you can teach.
All right, head scout for the Montreal Canadiens is Trevor Timmons. He's standing by with Elliot.
Trevor, I'm just wondering.
I feel like we should go to that one giveaway tweet we had today, and then, in honor of this draft, all you assholes get nothing.
Ever since pick number 3 has been all over the place.
There will be no prizes. Nobody gets anything.
In the end, it was a difficult decision, but we went with a pure goal scorer. We spent a lot of time with Cole. He's a great young man. He's a heck of a competitor, and he knows how to put the puck in the net.
Do you buy the DeBrincat comparisons? Are they legit?
They're similar. I mean, they're both similar size and put the puck in the net. They're a little different in a lot of different other aspects, but
you don't have to send on that one for me.
As part of our Montreal Canadiens family.
Thanks very much, Trevor. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, last time the Montreal Canadiens took someone from the program in the first round was Michael McCarron, 2013. He was a huge man. These are the shortest first round draft picks. Ken Hicks, 5'7", Tyler Yamamoto.
All right, well, we'll hang around for the rest of the first round.
I'm enjoying the rest of the first round more than the top 10, if I'm being honest with you.
From the U.S. program, it is a run. U.S. program selected in the first round. With fellow teammates.
Just another assist from Hughes to Caulfield.
Jack Hughes. Those two guys are quite the battery for the U.S. program, or were rather.
It's really cool at the combine because they do their official measurements again. So he was listed most of the year as 5'6".
Man, people in my mentions are angry at each other.
Yeah.
Guys, Sider might be really good. You say that?
Yeah.
You need to calm down, bud, because I'm happy. I'm happy.
This is their own pick. The earlier pick was from the Ottawa trade. So the Avalanche are poised to take their second pick in the first round. Where do we see a team like the Colorado Avalanche leading?
Just another public service announcement. If I see you liking all my tweets per night, but you don't follow me, I think less of you as a person.
Still being on the board. There's a number of ways in which they could go. And this is a draft for me that I haven't seen so much of a discrepancy between all the teams and what we're seeing. I think Trevor Timmons really said it very succinctly to Elliot how much he's been thrown off by what happened ahead of the 15th pick.
Colorado selects from Victoria, BC Hockey League,
Alex Newhook.
Doc and Newhook.
Yeah, God, Colorado got Newhook.
Sorry, Byram and Newhook. That is a great haul.
That's a good draft.
A real good player here for the Avs.
Yeah, and he found himself maybe a better person. That's the thing that sticks out to me. When we talked to this young man at the combine, just how professional he was in his approach. And when it comes to Alex Newhook, playing in the BCHL, it took him a little while to find his way.
So it's just like Kolkov. Dimitri.
And it's about the journey. You start there, and you realize
Is that, what's his name's legs?
St. Louis.
Yeah.
The USN TDP just had 7 guys go in the top 15. Someone tweeted, that's some Alabama Crimson type shit right there. And they're not wrong.
And then he went back to Boston, a little bit closer to home. But you have to love the path and the dedication, the sacrifice he made as a young man to move from home, just literally across the country to know that that would be the.
So NBC's comparable for Cole Caulfield was Messi.
But you know what? When you showed up at the under 18s and started playing with Refs and Cousins and all these other guys who were in that draft class with him, he proved that he could be right with them despite not playing in the season.
Quick follow-up on Alex Lewis. Does he have great skills? And if you see any of that in New Hookton,
A lot of the people that I've talked to said he is that guy with
This is
better
good.
skating ability.
That's so funny.
This guy can skate, make plays at full speed. He's going to Boston College. His sister is also going to go there. This guy is the best pure skater, I would say, in this draft. And his journey indicates how determined he's going to be. This is an excellent skater. I think it's a really good pick.
And ECHL's youngest leading scorer, by the way, in 20 years.
And as you said, Sam, you know, the commitment that he wanted to go to college through, he stuck his ground. That's not always an easy decision to make when you're a high prospect, but he did. Led the league to BCHL and scored.
Dude, every picture of Sider coming out from after he got picked is great. I love that so much. Like, I honestly love the dude. Like, I'm hoping that he proves us all to be absolute idiots, but.
So that's we're talking about your journey. You went to Aurora to play at the age of 14. You found your way to the BCHL. This was all your idea. Where did that determination come from?
I don't know. I think it all started with the first trip down there. It's just always wanting to better myself. Always want to do as much as I can. I'm on the ice, and I think it carried with me throughout my career so far. And it's probably a lot of places. I'm very fortunate to be here right now.
And your sister Abby has shown similar determination. She's already committed to Boston College, same school as you.
Thanks, Pete.
How have you
We
two
know.
supported one another throughout your respective journeys?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to have that relationship. She's done so well for herself.
No, we won't be live for the second round. We have a lot of stuff going on tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll be watching.
I got Mika's first soccer game and a wedding tomorrow. I'm living on my phone. Actually, maybe someone in the chat would know because we didn't bother looking it up. What time does the draft start tomorrow? Eastern time.
I should look that up.
Because I've got Mika's soccer game at 11:15 and then a wedding at 2:30. So if it starts at 10 Eastern or 1 Eastern, I'll get most of the second round in.
When your V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when you know it's half washed. Downy helps prevent stretching by conditioning fibers so clothes look newer, longer. Downy, and it's done.
This summer at Burger King, get a soft serve for just $1. Or the mini shakes for just $2. Choose from vanilla, strawberry, or Hershey's chocolate flavors. All made with 100% Canadian dairy. Stay cool this summer with the $1 soft serve or one of the $2 mini shakes. Only at Burger King.
So made a good
1
point.
p.m. 1 p.m.
Yes, I'll be home for that. I'll get showered and washed up before then, get my suit on, and just sit on the couch and watch it. Because I probably don't have to leave till 2, so I can get an hour in before. And then I'm exclusively on my phone after that.
Free shipping for all. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome back to Vancouver, 2019 NHL Draft. The Rogers Arena. Have a look at the draft board so far, and standing out for a lot of people. And this is the story of the first round so far. And we thought it would be 7 picks.
I bet Max is scrambling to write his article right now.
Yeah, he probably had a pre-write up for like 7 prospects.
The Vegas Golden Knights select from the Western Hockey League's Winnipeg Ice center Peyton Krebs.
God, Vegas is going to be so good. Peyton Krebs goes to Vegas.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that he's, for me, dropped this far, and I think that's a great pick for Vegas. He's such a character kid. I mean, you sit down and talk to him and working out and watching YouTube videos for CrossFit. He's got interest outside of hockey. He likes his watches. He likes his fashion. He's got a great family support group there with both of his brothers. One drew a second-round pick in Medicine Hat, where his older brother Dakota playing with the Calgary Hitmen, and of course his sister, a country music star. But there's a lot of things to like.
Oh, I accidentally said Doc instead of Byram when I was talking about the Colorado guy.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. Imagine, you know what the real downside of this is? Imagine running a podcast. And in the last 6 months, you talk about 10 legitimate options for Detroit at 6, and they take none of them. 0 of them. And then you're like, it's okay. We'll cover guys who are like late first, early second, and you cover a bunch of them.
I'm happy we both went on the record saying we'd like more insider
Beforehand, yeah.
because that'll help a lot. Because a lot of people are going to throw it in our face about the reaction and the shock, and they're going to twist it.
I can't until Moritz Seider is in the NHL or in the AHL tearing shit up. My reaction remains. This is now I'm rooting for the kid and I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm not changing my opinion until I'm proven wrong.
I can't wait to win the next jersey.
This isn't a just immediately get the benefit of the doubt thing. This is okay, fine. Now prove it to me.
Arjun, I got this from the arena at the first end of year sale at the LCA. Yeah, their hat selection was really good that year. Yeah, he can play in Grand Rapids. He can play in the NHL. He can play anywhere. There's no restrictions because he's from Europe.
I actually don't know where I want him to play.
Hey, put him in the A. Put him in the A.
That young?
Yeah, fuck it. Put him in the A. What do you mean that young?
Yeah.
He's drafted
No,
with 6,
yeah.
put him in the fucking A.
Or is there going to be room in Grand Rapids?
Who gives a shit? Make room.
I can't wait till Jeff Blashill healthy scratches him on a team he doesn't even play for.
Well, it's got to be a real sigh of relief for him. I mean, after all the stuff he went through this year and then the injury, he's going to get a chance to get into Winnipeg. I understand the resources there for the ice team.
I do love Moritz Seider, though.
I do.
That's helping. Like, he's not like a prospect that I was like just lukewarm on or whatever. I like Moritz Seider. I really like him.
Everybody's losing it. There's Dakota. They're so happy for you. How grateful are you to them right now?
Dude, who is that? Who is crying?
Peyton Krebs' brother.
Oh, that's nice. I thought that was a...
Hey, Peyton Krebs went to my second favorite team. That's a win. That's a win, right, Ryan? Ryan.
Yeah.
That's a win, right?
Fuck your second favorite team, man.
Yeah, no, it's amazing for her to do that to me.
Screw you and your overly talented family. My daughter doesn't shit her pants anymore. You don't see me bragging about it.
She does.
No, she's on the phone.
Oh, good for her.
Exclusively, even overnight. Question to the parents out there. Fully potty trained, just turned 3. We're doing good, right? We're not failures as parents. This is the appropriate timeline.
Please. Yeah, no, you guys are fine.
Like fully. Bedtime and everything.
There's a lot of sacrifice and time and commitment that goes into having
I wish I had
here,
Coke.
so it's pretty special.
I want more whiskey, but I don't want to drink it straight. Is this actually Coke? Actually, do both of us, please.
What's his attitude been like since that
Here, hold this.
happened?
Well, after his little cry, he sucked it up a bit, and I mean he's a battler and wants to work hard, and he just had a great attitude.
Finish that. You get a new one.
Succeed and
Yeah, it's Krogan. I gotta drive home.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe.
By the way, the no drag policy that Tara is referring to, the parents have a very strict policy for the kids. If we have to drag you somewhere, this thing is not for you, and you're not going to.
Well, we were drinking straight whiskey. I've done that already, but.
There's a lesson for some parents that have their kids, and I love that. I love it. If they have to drag them there, it ain't gonna happen. They should be dragging you there.
Whiskey, ginger beer twist. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm gonna try that. I don't have anything to stir with. You guys won't judge me, right?
Dallas Stars had a real nice season, although eliminated in the second round by the eventual Stanley Cup champion.
Oh, yep. Yep, nope, made that stronger than I was planning on it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want you to pour me a new one.
Yep. What? Like, honestly, like I said, a beer, like, whiskey and Coke is my favorite drink, but when properly proportioned. Who's this?
The Dallas Stars are proud to pick
Jim, no. No, not Jim, no.
Harley Thomas.
Thomas Harley.
Thomas Harley. Got it backwards. Sorry. Thomas Harley.
Fucking
Is that the owner?
Yeah.
That asshole. Are you going to call him horse shit too? You couldn't even make it.
Wasn't that Jim Lights?
Yeah, but he was talking about conversations with the owner where they were saying that. Yeah? Yeah, fuck both of them.
Jim Lights is one of the guys who brought over the Russian Five.
He comes from a hockey background.
I'm
really
conflicted,
smart
don't
kid,
worry.
and
Yeah.
interesting kid when you interview him, and the fact that he has
Harley's a good pick for Dallas.
right on that edge of being cocky, but extremely confident young man. And you talk about John Klingberg of the Dallas Stars, and here's a guy who has learned lessons from his coach, James Richmond. Hey, I watched Klingberg burn me for a whole bunch of goals when I was coaching internationally against.
How do I feel about our pick now?
Put the puck high.
I mean,
not great.
How do I feel about the player? I like the player a lot.
I really like Moritz Seider.
I was hoping we would walk away from the draft with Moritz Seider. How do we like the pick?
I had, okay, if I'm being generous, I had 10 players ahead of him at best.
I had him 20. No, we had him 23 in our list. Yeah,
23.
Yeah, we had him. I had 22 players ahead of Moritz Seider.
Would you say no? I actually like Seider. Like, he could turn out. Hey, Philip Hronik went late second round. Like, I mean, you don't make picks based on hey, maybe, but he's big. He skates well. He shoots right. That's a good start for a defenseman in the NHL these days. Honestly. I don't love his hands. I don't love his offensive upside. And if you're picking in the top 10, I want offensive upside. That's my gripe. Maybe, okay, here's the best way to look at this. Because it happened to Detroit last year. Mind you, second round pick versus first round pick. I did not like Jared McIsaac's offensive upside last year when we drafted him. I thought he was a bit of a reach, but not reach, but like that was his limitation. And this year he led the QMJHL in points per game amongst defensemen. So, I mean, that's a good, like, positive in recent memory.
I'm curious to know, and we'll never find out, if this was the draft team or this was Eisenman's call.
We'll never know. Like, Eisenman, obviously, he's a GM. He goes down with this shit. Everybody probably gave him input, and then he made the final call. I don't know to what extent, though. And again, guys, I really apologize for everybody I'm ignoring in my mentions on Twitter today. It is impossible to keep up with this.
Gotta give some love to your mom. 4 high-achieving kids in her house. What has she done for you?
She's the anchor in our house. You know, she runs everything. She's the boss. She's been there for me.
Someone screenshotted us on Caulfield.
I just love her so much. Well, enjoy this moment. Congratulations. Ottawa is next. Jeff.
They are indeed, Charles, lost the NHL with 64 points. DJ Smith named the 13th coach in franchise history on May the 23rd. Pierre Dorian entering season number 4 as general manager. Look, there's no way.
If it makes everybody feel better, the next draft's forward heavy too.
They are back in the first round. They already surrendered the first pick.
If this time next year we win the Alexis Lafreniere draft,
I don't give a shit. We could have picked literally you at number 6 overall, and I'd be okay with it.
Ottawa is back in after making some of their moves. This one to Columbus for Matthew Kane. What do you
Oh,
expect
shit.
of Ottawa here, Sam? They need help.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but I think they've kind of turned the corner here. I really like the hire of DJ Smith, a guy who's worked well with young players. You look at his success working with
tinfoil hat. Tyler Wright spoiled the pick as punishment for getting rid of Ken Holland and leaving for Edmonton.
experiences.
Nobody run with that, please. It's a joke.
Being able to work with
I'm gonna tweet it.
and help develop young players. So I think they've made a really good decision in bringing DJ Smith aboard. And then you look at their group and all the picks they have in the upcoming drafts. They're well appointed here to be able to turn the corner and get into a rebuild really quickly. And DJ Smith has been interviewing potential assistant coaching.
The biggest Red Wings troll just quote tweeted me. I'm going to be yelling on the internet for the next 20 minutes. Forgive me. Oh, just kidding. Oh, okay. Well, he did, but I don't give a shit.
That's something Pierre Dorian will hope to nail down in the next 3-4 days.
I tweeted this out, but to whoever can find the clip of me speaking highly of Cider and actually clip it and send it to me, I'll send you a podcast sticker. I'm going to be in need of that a lot in the coming days.
You get Brady Tkachuk out of any draft, guess what? You've had a good day. So I like the way they're going. They're moving that way. They're moving there quicker. You remember their owner said they're going to replace 10 people on the team in the first year? It's about what they've done, and they're moving north.
Oh, boy.
They have a big pick coming up for the franchise. The team that missed the playoffs for the second consecutive season. Pierre Dorian said the rebuild is on. We'll be as transparent as we can. It's built around Shabbat and sign him come July 1st. Brady Tkachuk as well.
Ottawa. This is I love this part of the draft though, because anybody could go anywhere at this point. It's wide goddamn open.
The game here is to see who slips into the second round.
Yeah.
Before making her selection, the Ottawa Senators organization will.
I think they go Tomasino here. That's my prediction.
And the Affiliati family for their hospitality. We would also like to say hello to our fans at the Royal Oak in Ottawa watching your draft.
The Cider House rules. No. I make the dad jokes around here. Are we clear?
We will have one of our first round picks from last year. Brady Tkachuk make the selection.
Brady Tkachuk's making the pick. Okay.
Ottawa selects from Kelowna, Lassie Thompson.
Oh, that's a reach. Glad it wasn't just us.
Yeah, that's the same.
I believe they refer to Kelowna.
Ryan, we need this. Actually, he's one of the guys I thought Detroit would draft at 35 that I wasn't keen on, so this actually makes me happy.
And here's a guy who came over this year, and he adapted quickly to the North American game.
It's a tough day for Red Wings fans. You know, everyone heard the audible gasp in the building. I don't understand. People look down on the cider pick. I never have. It's gluten-free, it's sweet, it's delicious. I'm just a big fan of cider. Yeah, baby. That pick was terrible.
Who tweeted that?
Jake Nate.
Shake, I gotta go.
And the goaltender had a tough time seeing it. But when it comes to Lassie Thompson, the thing that people are worried about is the fact that he's scheduled to go back to Finland and play pro next year. And I have a hard time understanding that decision, knowing that the Kelowna Rockets are going to host them
Just tag man it eventually.
Will change, of course, depending on what happens if Ottawa signs him or if they strongly suggest that he goes back to Kelowna. But at the combine and asking
This one girl's retweeted me 4 times today, and she's still not following me. I feel personally offended.
With Kelowna hosting the Memorial Cup, that he wants to go back and play in Finland next year. Pressure, nudging that the Ottawa Senators put on the player to encourage him to stay in Kelowna.
Well, they could put considerable pressure on him. They could say, if you don't change your mind, we're not going to sign you right away, and we'll wait and see how you do. I'm baffled by this, and the scouts I talked to are baffled by it. There's a split here. Some of the guys think this guy's going to stick around and he's going to turn into a good player. They like this pick at this level. Other guys said they wouldn't take him until the second round on the basis of the uncertainty. Also, he's a mid-sized guy. He's not small, but he's not big. Mid-sized guy, hard shot, not an elite skill level. Lots of split. There's a split on this guy.
Logan Brown, Drake Batherson. We know that there's a lot of high-end prospects up front. The Ottawa Senators, Louis, this time addressing the need of the blue line.
I like it too. I like it when European players come over to North America and take that risk to come over and play a different game in a different rink and show themselves to the world. It's worked out for Thompson, but that's not always an easy thing to do for a young player. I like when they come over and take that chance.
Pierre Dorian with Elliott Fried.
There's some question about where he's going to play next year. Where would you like him to play next year?
Right now, we're just going to talk to him and find out more where he wants to play next year. whether he plays in Kelowna, which we'll really support, or back in the Finnish men's league, we'll support either place that he wants to play.
You have an interesting spot elsewhere in this draft. You've got the first pick of the second round.
So who's falling right now? There's nobody really mega high on my board that's going down right now.
I honestly can't keep track of who's still there.
Yeah, no, I was looking at my rankings here. Who's the highest guy I've got still not drafted?
Nobody apologized for retweeting us a bunch. Brad's just yelling about nothing. Kaliev's still there. Brink is still there.
Kaliev's my highest.
Is Suzuki still there?
Yeah. So my highest available: Kaliev, Suzuki, Brink, Hoglander, Tracy.
Hoglander at 35 would be sweet. Puistola's still there.
How fun would that be if a guy had rated ahead of Sider? We take it 35.
Lavoie,
Tomasino, Robertson, Heinola, Nikolaev, Puistola, Vlasic. Yeah. Okay.
Kick off the first round in that trade for Jacob Trouba. So they're really excited about the ability to continue to build their young group with what was already a pretty good core.
I just sent him a DM too.
They have up front. You wonder if maybe they address something after losing Jacob Trouba, look for a defenseman perhaps.
Absolutely. I've always, I've loved Sheldayoff's draft. I think he's a very diligent guy. He looks and picks players that fit the mold of Winnipeg Jets. And for sure, when you look at their team, losing Trouba is certainly a hole. They do have guys that are filling in that role, and they have to make some room for certain guys. But yeah, they could go defense.
My positive Sider tweet's getting some attention, so Red Wings fans are on board for that at least. See, the thing is, I'm really high on Braden Tracy getting to Detroit at 35, but everything I've been reading, I don't think he's getting past Calgary at 26. And that's assuming he makes it that far.
For sure, and that's what prompted the Trouba trade in my mind, was to clear some cap space.
Because we have to go forward at 35 now, don't we?
Wait, our four for the next 3 picks. Next 3 picks, you need to go for a home run swing.
Yeah, legitimately, because Sider, McIsaac, Cholowski, Hronek, Saryarvi, Hickett, Lindstrom, Regula, they're not lacking on D anymore.
But it's going to be a long summer for Winnipeg. It's not going to be a fun summer.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg Jets would like to thank.
So who did you get for Jacob Trouba?
Hosting such a wonderful event. I'd like to congratulate the St. Louis Blues on the Stanley Cup championship. Well deserved. Making our selection today will be Marcel Como, who was our head scout for 5 years. He's going to be retiring at the end of the draft.
Oh, be quiet. You're fine. You're good. Go away. Go.
Thank you, Chevy. The Winnipeg Jets are proud to select from Luko Finland, Billy Heinola.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good pick. I take that pick.
Okay, so back-to-back.
Heinola could be better than Trouba, in theory. Trouba's offensive upside's limited. I see it.
Left-hand shot. That plays a calm, stable game, rocking chair game, should I say?
Oh, yeah. I love the points this young man, but look at him. He looks like he's 12 years old. And you see him.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
So how is this guy?
See you later, Arjun. Enjoy Rocket League. I played the other day. I haven't played in a while. I got thumped, man.
It's unbelievable. But he just continued to adjust his game. And it's that voice.
Oh, Evan. That can't be the first time I've retweeted you, right?
He's assessing his offense, and yet he still does it with speed. Played with tempo, he had tremendous core strength. He wasn't big upper body, but it was the lower body strength and the ability to have that balance on the ice. And I believe Heinola has the same kind of speed that Newman had. I said I compared him a little bit to Torrey Krug. Torrey Krug's not the tallest guy. He's stocky, but he gets his legs up wide. He's a great offensive threat in the offensive zone, especially. I see that Heinola as well.
Not saying that he's going to be this player, but in that elite league, that's probably in league, he had more points in the draft than Miro Heiskanen with the Dallas Stars.
Really the exact reaction.
All season long. What do you think of this pick? I
think that's a bit of a gamble. It's the player, given what's left on the sheet. The guys that have dropped down to this
Well, at least Helene, I respect the attempt.
I know they go somewhere in this range, but now they're maybe dropped out. I think it's a bit of a gamble.
It's 5 a.m. in Finland. Yeah, Arjun, why don't we play? Please carry me. What's your rank? Mike, you're already in the grief process? That's good, man.
Someone made a give.
Really in that category, but instrumental defenseman nonetheless. Is this against the rise of the Finnish blue line?
What's the rise of Finland, period? I mean, look at the under-18 World going back to last year. Look at the men's World Championship, the World Junior Championship. The country is doing an unbelievable job.
Hey, I'm half German, so that's gotta help, right?
No, it does not fucking help, Brad.
Ryan!
It does not help.
We need anything. Oh my god, it's 10:15. This pick was almost 2 hours ago, and I'm still not fully processed.
Yeah, I know we're just quietly tweeting it. There's just I thought it would be good pick, very obvious takes on Twitter, and then we could just focus on the live stream, and that very clearly is.
I have read more Moritz Seider content in the last 30 minutes than I did in the 6 months leading up to the draft.
I have never been higher than Diamond 1 in either 2s or 3s. And I've only ever Diamond 1 for like 4 games, and I go back down to gold.
I don't know. That's hard to say, but
What are you talking about?
I'm talking to Arjun. I have a beard. Yeah, I do have a beard.
Right away. How do you think you'll adapt to the North American game?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
Awesome to play and finish.
Hey, underrated thing that happened today. The Ottawa Senators essentially traded Brady Tkachuk for Bowen Byram.
Yeah.
You should tweet that, actually. Someone just tweeted at me. That's what made me think of it.
The Jets have had a lot of success going to Finland. Why, in particular, is this country one that you believe in so much?
Well, again, we do believe in the philosophy of taking the best player available on our list, and but our scouts are real high on Andy. He's a player that has tremendous hockey sense and someone that in the new style of the game of puck moving defenseman, thinking defenseman, making plays. Certainly with the type of forwards that we have, we think he's going to fit in exceptionally well. So we're excited to have him.
Big picture stuff. You've got a lot of business to take care of. What's priority number one after you're done here this week?
Yeah, I will. I'll DM you. I'm currently moving right now, and so my PlayStation is not in use, but once I'm back.
Helene with the tweet of the night. Just spoke with Jeff Blashill about Red Wings draft pick Moritz Seider. Alas, Blashill would not commit to a 2019 opening night defense pairing of Oliver Kasky-Seider.
And you know what? You can think about it as well.
I respect that.
Yep.
I respect that a lot.
Yep.
Better draft, Lions or Wings? We'll see. Detroit has 3 second-round picks, right?
That's the thing about the draft we have to keep in mind. Nothing's been determined yet. We don't even know if the 2018 draft was good, technically, because Zadina and Veleno and Berggren and McIsaac are not NHL regulars yet. We don't know shit.
Say anyone.
We have educated guesses, but we don't know anything.
So let's say Seider turns out to be decent, and no one south of Turcotte ends up being a superstar, and the Red Wings hit on one guy. He ends up being a home run swing in the second or third or fourth round or whatever. The whole draft's a success. So that's the beauty of hockey. The drafts are very, very, very unpredictable. There's still a lot of ways this could go right for Detroit. Yeah, Kaliev's still there.
There are going to be players at 35 that we're going to love.
Yeah.
We're going to be super high on, we're going to be ecstatic, and they're going to be just as crushed when Detroit doesn't pick them either.
When he has those two players, is this a team that is right back to
Someone asked me why there's not more players drafted out of the DEL if it's a good league, and the answer to that's simple. There's not a lot of 17-year-olds playing in that league. Yeah. Because it is better than junior.
Right until the time he decided to pick. So he is a riverboat gambler. There's no question.
Okay, the pick was worth it just for this gift.
I really am not.
Lou, what are your thoughts on the Pittsburgh Penguins right now?
Leaning along the same lines as Brian, I think that they've had tremendous success in this organization, but now it's time to retool and look to the future, and I believe that's why they're stepping up and taking a pick there.
Pittsburgh Penguins prospect from Sherbrooke in Quebec Major Junior League, Samuel Poland.
Man, this draft is working out well for Detroit in the second round right now.
Yeah.
His father played in the NHL high draft pick as well.
Yeah, he's a guy I expected to go a little bit lower than this, but Samuel Poulin really made his mark here in the playoffs, and that's where he really opened the line.
I did not have Samuel Poulin in my top 35, I believe.
I don't think so.
Where as a youngster, he's made captain and still had a lot of success in that regard. But he's a tireless worker, and he's a guy that works out with Jakob Pelletier and Alexis Lafreniere, Nathan Legare, who will probably hear his about him. You look at his playoffs, that 8 goals there in 10 games for Sherbrooke, and started to do things skill-wise that weren't necessarily evident in his game during the course of the regular season.
Kaliev seems like another Mantha. Kaliev could be one of the highest producing.
Honestly, Mantha is the best comparison for Kaliev.
He's
Same type of player, same concerns.
I think he's a worse skater than Mantha.
I agree with that, but it's a good comparison still.
Is Seider's ceiling a top 2D? I mean, yeah, theoretically, right? Like, there's the concerns for him is that he doesn't have a ton of offensive upside. He's well-rounded. He doesn't have no offensive upside, but he's not. Generally, you want a top-pairing defenseman to be able to, say, run a power play or, be a constant offensive threat, and that's just not what he is. He's a well-rounded defenseman. He's the kind of defenseman I think Detroit needs more of. They haven't had a defenseman like Seider in some time, in theory. Top 2 will be tough. Possible, and if it pans out, then the pick's worth it, straight up. But it'll be tough.
Moritz Seider's dad's absolutely an oil tycoon. I have no idea what he does for a living, but it's something with oil.
Yeah.
And this kid's got a lot of those genes. I like this pick.
What's the advantage, Berkey, from a general manager's point of view, or is there one that the second generation player has?
If they grew up in a hockey household, they're not intimidated by anything that's put in front of them. It's like having an older brother. The birth order in the draft is very important. Players who are younger brothers tend to make it ahead of the players who are older brothers. The number of
I feel like I'm getting the gut feeling too, based on everything everybody's saying about Seider, that this, much like Rasmussen, was another character pick. He's a high character guy.
It's a day of smiles, it's a day of hugs, it's a day of tears and kisses, shock and awe and happiness. 2019 NHL Draft. Hey, hockey moms and bros.
One of my buddies is a Montreal fan. Just responded to my comment. He's like, "We got him. He should hunt for many years now." Thanks, Chris.
Brought to you by ESSO. How far will you go?
Oh fuck! Did he take you in this?
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Oh, I can handle that part.
Someone just said, "Did we just draft another DeKaiser?" No, he should be better than DeKaiser. He's projected to be better than DeKaiser.
Oh yeah.
Tired of constantly battling lingering smells in your home, like pet shoe and body odors? For long-lasting, continuous freshness,
I'm gonna have to rewatch him getting picked again so I can actually enjoy it.
Yeah. Freshness with a unique dual-chamber design that alternates between harmonized scents for a continuous renewal of
I
fragrance.
started today with 2,100 something followers, and there's an off chance I finish at 2,300.
Instead of just masking them. For freshness you'll notice week after week, try Febreze Plug.
Hockey Central signing season, July 1st on Sportsnet.
So apparently Moritz Seider's nickname is Mo, and that's going to have to be changed. We already have one of those.
We keep drafting people with the same nicknames.
Oh, we almost ended up with 2 Dylans, but instead we have Moritz Seider.
Cole, so I think one of the strangest requests we made of any player at the Combine was asking them to juggle Timbits, but now you're drafted by a Canadian team, so you might have to get used to it. What do you think of being drafted by the Montreal Canadiens?
I mean, it's a dream come true. I mean, just being drafted and everything, but I mean, to be drafted by such a great organization, a great team. Yeah, I couldn't.
At least I don't love Buffalo's picks, so it's not like the rest of our division is just dominating us. Florida might have got their franchise goalie, though. Ottawa fucked up, too, so that helps. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you have anything to say but smile.
God, guys, how are we going to record for the rest of the summer? We just went through a whole winter of negativity. I was looking forward to a summer of positivity. This was our time to shine, guys. Oh, Los Angeles is coming up. Already got Alex Turcotte. Lottie fucking Daw. Look at us.
Next up, there's the new head coach, Todd McCullen, right there. Their second pick in the first round. First time around, 5th overall, they select Alex Turcotte, the U.S.
Yeah, keep rubbing it in, Jeff. Keep rubbing it in.
Having a word with his new head coach, Rob Blake is holding the hat, holding the sweater as well. Handshakes all around for the commissioner as the Los Angeles Kings poised to make their second first-round pick. I would have to think if there's a run of forwards that we see from the LA Kings in the first.
We're the top defenseman available here for LA to pick.
Well, you're looking at Turcotte, and that's the luxury of having 2 picks in.
I don't even feel like busting my list out, but they're going to pick one here. Kolyachonok, they're going off the board, and I'll love the pick.
Different philosophies in which you can go with, but
You know, positive, more tanking. Whoever we picked wasn't playing next year. It didn't matter.
Los Angeles Kings probably selects from Djurgården in Sweden, so beautiful.
That's high for Bjornfoot.
That is high for Bjornfoot. And honestly, a lot of people had him going to the Red Wings at 35, and I didn't love it. So that works for me.
I had him going there thinking that Sider wouldn't be there. That's why I had him taking Bjornfoot. So, you know what? I'm happy he's off the board.
You're talking about a guy that when you watch him, there's no dynamic element that jumps out about his game. Is he a great shooter? Is he a great passer? Is he a great skater? He does all of those things well, but not at that dynamic elite level that would separate him from the rest of his group. Yeah, you sit down and you see he was the captain of the Lincoln Gretzky team in the summertime, the captain of the under-18 world team here.
Yeah, our happiest point of the night was at pick 3, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, the problem with recording the episode on Sunday is I don't know how I can convey stunned silence on a podcast.
Oh, we'll find a way.
Evan will.
So it is interesting here when you're looking at LA, interviews don't go now. They go with Turcotte, excellent two-way
Do we-
all-around game, and now they have a defenseman who displays those
Do we
very
sound
same
alike?
traits.
So they pick up a defenseman
I don't think
with
so.
the pick they use. They
Just
got
talk
the
food over the summer, the winged hummus podcast.
You're
I can bring in some of my mom's hummus. Oh, that's right. That's because I brought up the dill pickle hummus.
I haven't eaten dinner yet other than whiskey and crackers. You're going to eat your what?
The rest of mine.
That's been sitting there the whole time and you haven't eaten it?
I've been in shock. I was planning to eat right after.
Oh.
They're competitive people. This guy wants to be the guy. He wants to be a factor. And another Swedish defenseman. I mean, what can you say? They're a breeding ground for NHL defense.
Speaking of competition, Swedes and Finns always in competition. They each now have 3 players in the first.
Well, I don't think this player has any one attribute that screams NHL other than leadership, and I'll circle back to that in a moment. One scout said to me, this is a guy who you rate him in the game, skating, passing, shooting, and you're going to put him down as a bottom pair guy. But his will and his leadership skills will compel him to be a better player than that. He'll actually overachieve as a pro. It's a safe pick, like Louis said. They all think he's going to.
Oh, Evan's immediate reaction was, I'm going to drown myself in the lake. That's what he wrote in our group chat.
They might have gone safe here.
Like, I'm not even, that's not paraphrasing. That's word for word what he said. I texted Max and I was like, be serious. How much material did you have prepped on Cider? And he said 0.
That's a big number.
All right, Pete.
So far? There's no question. I mean,
The only thing that I'm going to hate is having to sleep on this overnight to see if like pick 35 is going to help me feel better.
Jason would be another guy in that category. LeBlanc would be another guy in that category.
Kaliev, Hoglander, Greve, they're all going to go before 35. 32.
Kaliev, Suzuki, Brink's still there.
Bobby Brink would make me feel real good.
Well, I think the character is part of these. At least our first 2 picks in this draft is a very important component to us. You know, the skating, obviously, in that aspect of things. So we're excited about these opportunities.
You are rebuilding a bit of your group right now. As you look over the next week, what are you going to be saying? We've got
Arjun.
Well, that's kind of what I touched on. Competing character. I think we need to get that.
It's going to be outsider.
When you're talking about these first round picks,
No, we are hockey insiders now.
The hockey sense and everything. We're looking for a lot of competing character. Thanks for
Oh, the Islanders are picking.
Jeff.
All right, Elliot, excellent. Thank you very
Forgot
much.
about
John Tavares.
I'm just so used to them picking in the top 10. This feels weird.
This was an interesting season for the Islanders.
It really was. A tremendous turnaround from them. Went, I believe, last in the National Hockey League in goals against the first. They really ratcheted that up and played.
More hits, Cider.
Great job to go in there and just turn the organization around. And listen, they have some great pieces, obviously. Matt Barzal is the leading factor right there with the way he can skate and play. But
So we are 12 picks away from Detroit again.
Brock Nelson, 6-year deal. Jordan Everly comes in.
Let's go. We need to come up with a top 12. Actually, I can do that. Who are my 12 best still available? Are you ready?
I'll do that.
Arthur Kaliev, Ryan Suzuki, Bobby Brink, Nils Hoglander, Braden Tracy, Raphael Lavoie, Phil Tomasino, Nick Robertson, Ilya Nikolaev, Patrick Puistila, Alex Vlasic, Connor McMichael, Vladislav Polichanic, Samuel Fagemo, and Pavel Dorofeyev. There, Detroit should be getting one of them. Just kidding. Hoglander will slip, and you know what we will do? Not pick him.
He is unafraid to take a gamble. Like he is. Look, he's going to call a name out here that he thinks is the right name. He doesn't care if people agree with it or not.
Oh, I don't even care what happens with the defense this year as long as Cholowski and Hronek are playing. You don't buy out Eriksson and put him on your cap for an extra year. I like Greve, but I think Greve is a guy at 56, not 35, honestly. I don't think his skill's high-end enough for there, but
look at the draft tonight. What do I know? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He taught us as players, do the right thing all the time. Doesn't matter if it's a popular thing.
Fuck Ollie.
Do the right thing all the time.
He's been farting nonstop.
And there he is, Lou Rose, GM of the New York Vancouver. And congratulations to Doug Armstrong and the St. Louis Blues. And the
There's no way.
The selection will be made by Belou Kotu.
Do you think Lamoriello drafts a guy like Kaliev?
No.
Islanders will select from AC71 Swedish Junior League forward Simon Holmström.
Who?
Going off the board. I like it. Keep doing that, guys. Mind you, this is the draft. Everybody said 20 to 60 is like a crapshoot. So
Yeah.
From North America for the Islanders, 2004.
Is Suzuki still there?
Simon Holmström.
yeah,
Well, you know what? He was the guy I did have him
Tomasino?
in
Yeah.
my mock draft. I had him going 28 to Carolina.
And Kaliev.
He gets ahead of the
Puistila?
Yeah.
With this pick for the Islanders.
and Brink.
It's an injury play.
Oh, he's
And
gone.
Tracy.
Soderstrom's gone. Lavoie's there.
Was there?
He had concussion issues, so every time someone went in to see him, they had to
Heinola is
around
gone.
to see if he was going to be healthy
Heinola is gone.
to play coming back from all those injuries. But
Hoglander.
where he
Still
was,
there?
Honka.
Still there, but I don't think he's going to the third round.
Played a factor in the decision to take this player here. 6 points in 7 games, and when he places an NHL
Robertson.
style of game,
Still
he's
there?
deadly from the
Tracy's still
circle on
there.
down.
Give me
Good
Braden
on the
Tracy.
cycle,
God,
good
just
goal. We can take
give me
the
Braden
net by
Tracy.
coming off the wall. Those are the things that really play in today's NHL. Holmstrom is good
Johnson.
in those areas, and now that he's healthy, it'll be.
Are we going defenseman at 35? Is that where you want to be?
So, Kaliev, Brink, Suzuki, Tomasino, Puistila, Lavoie, Hoglander, Honka, Dorofeyev, Robertson, Tracy. Anyone else notable?
Well, Honk is a defenseman, but that's 9 forwards there. I need 4.
That when healthy, he's a bona fide threat and he's a first round.
It's tough, Brian, when there are injuries all throughout the season.
All right, guys.
You don't see a player that has a number of games that he can string together.
Chips.
Like that.
Fuck.
Very difficult.
Ah.
And just get the medical.
There's none left. Damn it.
The good news is they're different injuries, not the same team or the same player. But this guy is a medical expert. It's really an unparalleled run of injuries for a player in one season. Different types like this. But there are people, lots of people had Mike Sammy did in the first round or early second round. This is a way out of place to take him where they're taking him. It's a little bit out of place. And there is the risk that you're picking a brittle player. You're picking a player who's all the injuries. But he's going above where he should.
What did you see, Sam?
Well, you know what happens a lot of times is scouts are out watching, and the under-17s has become a big scouting event. And what happens is you go there and you're able to watch players and you get a nice little book on a player, and then you follow him into his draft.
Brian, what's happening
And at
tonight?
that point, you're saying, hey,
I don't know. We know nothing.
The under-17s, they got a pretty good book on him. Maybe I better start to follow this player. But then he gets injured, and you're saying, wow, man, how am I going to be able to get the opportunity to see him? He was very lucky that he was healthy and able to come back and play in the under-18 because that's what made this good.
Just throwing it out there, Steve Eisenman's first round track record of picks hasn't been good.
To say the least.
Brett Connolly, Slater Cuckoo. Who else? I feel like there's more whiffs than that.
That's what you can do. Was it harder to come to a consensus on taking him because of everything he went through this year? Not really.
Vasilevsky worked out.
Relying on your doctors, you know, you have to go forward, and the upside really.
Drouin.
To make a decision.
The final one. You've got some business to take care of over the next little while. You should expect next year's Islanders team to look like this one.
Well, as we said all along, we wanted to sign a lot of free agents, and we'll work towards that. And maybe we just halfway there right now. Thanks very much. Thank you. Jeff?
Elliot, excellent. Okay, Nashville Predators are on the board next, and this is a team that had 100 points.
Here's a team that's definitely picking a forward.
The fifth consecutive season, lost to the Dallas Stars 6 games in the first round of the playoffs, and 12.9% on the power play last season. We all know about the.
How is Nashville's franchise record for goals in a season 34?
Well, how about the one guy that's really slipped here, and that's Arthur Kaliev. Going through the interview process and watching him throughout the course of the last.
Kaliev dropping into the 20s is a crime.
But here's the guy who has that innate ability to score goals. That's not an easy thing to do. It's the most coveted thing that you can try and get. He has it. 51 goals this year. Stamkos, Tavares, Skinner, DeBrincat. These are all guys who did that in their draft eligible year in the Ontario Hockey League, yet he's still sitting here this late. And Nashville has done a good job.
All we had to do was lose to the Devils, but no.
So if they're worried about his skating for the first 3 steps, then that's a player they could turn into.
Because that winning streak at the end didn't matter, because if we won all the way up to pick 15, we still would have got our guy.
This weekend in Vancouver, names like PK Subban, names like Alfred are very much out there, perhaps very much in play. The team knows that needs to do something up front and on the back end, have a big contract on the horizon with Roman Jokic. Nonetheless, before that, Nashville, with their selection in the 2019 NHL Draft, where do the Preds go? Here's the end.
We'd like to say to all our fans that are viewing Watch Party in Nashville, with our first choice, Nashville Predators select from the Niagara Ice Dogs, Philip Tomasino.
Yep. There goes Tomasino.
There is 6 foot tall, 182 pounds, right shot. He can score, he can set up, and he played a little bit lower in the Niagara lineup than maybe he should have, because that's a team that loaded up and went for it this year.
Would I support a trade up for Kaliev? Oh, God, yeah.
Trade up at this point? No. You take whoever's there. Fuck it.
I'm about 3 picks away from saying no, because depending who goes.
And as you talked about, Jeff, he played out of position. He's a natural center. I'll probably go back to that spot next year. But when you talk about the depth that Niagara had, he was bumped over to the wing. You know what he said? No problem. I'll use my speed. I'll start with guys on the wing. And whenever the middle of the ice is open, I'll take advantage of that and use my great skill to finish there as well. He didn't play in the top power play unit. So when you look at his numbers in entirety, the analytics community loves him because he's able to produce at even strength. There are so many good elements to this young man's game in a position pretty close to where I thought he might go. And a huge rise to prominence going back to the start of the year to where he is now as a first rounder. In our interview at the Combine, he talked about doing some concrete work with his dad. Yeah. I realized really quickly, I don't want to do that. Yeah. This hockey thing better pan up. Listen, great work ethic. I like the fact, like you said, Sam, he was able to step over and play the wing instead of center. In today's game, that's vital for a forward, be able to shuffle around, make yourself versatile that way. His speed is off the chart. So in today's game, it's a fast game. It's going to move well for him now.
34 goals with the Ice Dogs this year.
Well, I think he's going to move back into the middle next year and play center for sure. They crowded him out for a while because they had such depth. I think he's probably on the sharpest arc in this draft before a guy came from a year ago, 12 months ago, to where he is today. He's probably climbed as much as anybody. And he's just going to get better. I like this kid. I saw him play when he first came into the league. I happened to catch one of his games a year and a half ago. And I was impressed with him right away. He's really good. Good feet, good head. I like him.
Biggest goal increase, to your point, Brian, biggest goal increase of anybody in the CHL, 29 goal difference from 17. That is outstanding. Connor McMichael in that conversation, and Nolan Foote of the Kelowna Rockets. Here's Philip Tomasino with our
Bill, you told
I
us
feel like that
you
needs to be the banner on all our accounts for a
You
bit.
could be a first-round draft pick. Here you are, a first-round draft pick. What was your mindset coming into today?
Yeah, obviously I didn't really know what to expect coming in for sure, but I'm honored to be put on the national jersey for sure. So it's been the best day of my life. So I'm looking forward to spending the rest of the night with my family as well. So it's been awesome. So
You also told us that you learned a lot through adversity, being cut from the under-18s that first time. What did you learn?
I think just stick to your game. Don't let anything distract you. I think just focus on yourself and helping the team. And I think that's kind of what I tried to do. And I'm just.
All right, who's up now? I don't even remember the order. Washington.
So I'm honored.
What Russian are they going to pick?
And part of
Here
your
goes Dorofiev.
players like Akil Thomas. What did you learn from that group?
Yeah, they were awesome to me. The last 2 years, and they've done everything for me they could. And I know I gotta give a lot of credit to them, and especially our fans as well. Back there it was amazing, and they've done everything for me. So I'm really thankful for all of them for sure. So.
Well, go celebrate. Congratulations.
Simon Holmstrom's actually an alien just wearing human skin.
When we come back, it is the Washington Capitals at number 25.
Definitely
the
is
Calgary
how
Flames
that's
at number
explained.
26 as their coverage from the 2019 NHL entry draft continues from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia.
Tobias Bjornfot's going for his beauty shot. He's got a little bit of a
Cool kid in high school face,
yeah. That's his acting mug shot, or what's it called, headshot? Yeah.
I didn't like it. The Beatles wrote it. Somehow. Do this. Let me just give you this advice. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Are you sure? So much better. Yesterday.
My gums have been irritated, so I asked my dentist, do I really have to worry about that? She said harmful bacteria lurk just below the gum line.
Crest Gum Detoxify cleans below the gum line to help neutralize harmful plaque bacteria and reverse gingivitis. Gum Detoxify from Crest.
I am an angel. You are a demon. Together.
Upsider literally becomes Dano Chara.
Like Pareko, maybe, but Snyder's not as big as Pareko.
Would Pareko be 6th overall in his redraft?
He might be pretty close.
Welcome back to Rogers Arena, home of the 2019 NHL Draft in lovely Vancouver, British Columbia. I would like to, guys, considering we just saw the Islanders and the Nashville Predators and now the Washington Capitals about to select, call this area of the draft the Barry Trotz section. Washington
Capitals select for the London Knights, Connor McMichael.
Well, I respect that. That was quick and to the point. Yeah, which we didn't give Stevie enough credit for. He just went up. The Red Wings select Mannheim, Mort Sider. Done. Let's go. Move on.
We just we didn't have a choice. We just kind of had to react right away.
Yeah.
He's the general manager in Hamilton. He's the guy who originally drafted Connor McMichael into the league. And at that point last year, he's not a player that he wanted to give up, but the London Knights recognized something with this player. And the one thing is his ability to score goals. He has a real interesting way in which he flattens his hand. And look at the reaction of the goaltenders here. They're baffled by what they're seeing from McMichael's stick.
Hold on, I gotta change my profile quickly.
There's so much deception to the shot that goaltenders react so late. That's the goalie of the year right there. You expect Logan for the Sudbury Wolves that he just beat cleanly and beat to his surprise. So he has the ability to score goals in a variety of ways. I talked to Rob Simpson, the assistant general manager for the London Knights, and he gets in there and plays goal once in a while when they have a goalie down in practice that I can't figure this guy out. I understand why he's able to score so many goals.
You mentioned the trade from Hamilton that brought him to London. He was traded for Robert Thomas.
That's right.
Who's now a standout with the St. Louis Blues. Any similarities to Robert Thomas's game in your estimation?
Well, I think so because he can play in small spaces.
Just getting to the point.
He's got really good hands and he's got that ability to get off the mark. That is something he still wants to improve, his ability to get off the mark. But it's the smarts and the decision making in those tight spaces that really plays well in today's game. And I'm glad you completed that story for me about Robert Thomas, Steve Sales, the Hamilton Bulldogs essentially gave them an NHL championship, and at the end of the day, gave 6 months to a Stanley Cup championship.
I like what you talked about small spaces. Goal scorers know where to go to score goals. He's no different. He gets himself to positions to get that.
He can't remember how good his English is. He was born and raised and played in Germany.
Yeah, Germans have great English, like the Dutch. They have awesome English there.
Because of that reason, but I like his nose around the net. Not afraid to go to that tight spot because he doesn't get that out of the way.
A low percentage, around 5. Generous, Morris. That's generous. I wish I had enough.
Oh my god, you fucking dog, man.
I wish I had enough room in
Oh,
that's bad. I wish I had enough room in my Twitter handle to go Brad Crisco, comma, Hockey Insider.
He didn't think you really knew how good you were. Starting with the you get it now.
Yeah, this feeling's awesome. It's hard to describe, and like you said, I've always been a humble kid. So right now it's
If you say I've always been a humble kid, does that make you automatically not humble?
Yo, the only thing I'm not good at is modesty because I'm great at it.
So important to your growth.
Gina Linetti.
Yeah, he's been amazing. Obviously, I work at Twist, and he's been great with me. And
Oh, fuck Ollie!
Yeah.
You just finished one.
You know, Steve Giovanni will be very proud of you, as is everybody in Ajax and all across this country. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Jeff, back to you.
All right, outstanding stuff right there, and good for him with the mental coach. It is very much not just a physical game, as you guys well know, but and Louis, you can talk about this with your son as well, Jake. How much of it is what goes on?
Dude, the dog farts are bad. I'm so happy we're downstairs now.
Ollie's just giving his opinion on how the first rounds went so far.
Along the way, and people are going to tell you you're not as good as you should be. He didn't even believe that he was necessarily as good as he is, and you have to have that confidence in yourself. I think it's a great tool for players to use, and it's very important. It's one of the most important aspects of the game.
To the point earlier about the London Knights as well, they've had a player chosen in the first round since 2011, every single season except for 2014 for that powerhouse story.
It's the Knights. What do you expect?
I know, Louis. We know.
The worst part is in my feed, I'm seeing a lot of Zegras and Podkolzin tweets.
Calgary Flames are up next. First, you know this organization quite well. What do we expect from Brad for living in company?
All right, here's where I get nervous because I think Calgary's about to take my boy. Actually, I think all three of the next teams are strong candidates to take him. Ryan, save me.
I think you're right. I think we trade back into the first we get Kaliev.
And the higher it goes, it might not take that much.
Yeah.
Like, we might be able to get away with a third soon. 35 and a third. Just trade Trevor Daley for a third in return. Problem solved.
They did not have a draft pick last year until the fourth round was pick number 105. So
Yeah, they're definitely going Braden Tracy here.
Calgary Flames good to see Brad for living in Peru here. They got 6th overall pick. Calgary Flames are.
I just hope every team picks a defenseman at this point, but.
Oh, dude, I can't handle this dog. No, like I legit can't handle that. That's bad.
Go put him out. Throw him in the backyard. Problem solved.
Oh, dogs! Hey, dogs! Ollie, demon.
They're ignoring me. They know.
Ollie, demon. Hey. Ollie. Ollie.
He actually might be dying.
Ollie, come here.
We'd also like to say a special hello to the greatest hockey fans back in Calgary.
Pelche. Turn the lights on them for at least, you jackass. Jacob Pelche, eh? Oh, that was one of Prashant's boys for the second round.
This guy highly competitive, scores goals in every part of the rink. And Brad Treleving was telling me in his interview that he said, "Why should we take you? If we get to our pick at 26 and you're still there, why should we take you?" And the kid said, "Because I will win the Stanley Cup."
Nice.
And it said interview over. But he wowed us. In our interview at the combine, this kid blew us all away. That's so serious, but polite, respectful. He's way bigger than the sum of our parts.
89 points, 65 games.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this player. You know, he goes to the under 18
teams. He starts as the 12th man. Doesn't complain. He ends up moving up the lineup to win a gold medal at the Halinka Gretzky. And unfortunately for him, I thought it was going to hurt him a little bit. He suffered a lower body issue, a high ankle sprain in the playoffs for Moncton. He ended up scoring essentially with one leg a game-winning goal before Moncton fizzled out in the playoffs. He got the call from Canada to go play at the under-18s, and as hurt as he was, he said, you know what, I want to answer the call for my country. He went over there, he provided leadership. He was only able to put up a couple of assists because he wasn't playing at 100%. But you have to love the character and the drive, the determination, the will to say,
Dude, there's only 5 picks left in the first round. Suzuki, Kaliev, Lavoie, Brink, all still there.
Brendan Gallagher, in that sense, he will go to the tough spots to score goals. You saw that celebration on the one video clip.
There, Prashant has spoken. If you get to 28, Kaliev's still there. Trade up.
I like that from the smaller player. You have to play big. This guy plays big.
When you were with Calgary, what was the feeling? I mean, Johnny Gaudreau was an elite level player. What was the feeling around the playing with smaller players?
Dickhead. Stop passing note, boys. Stand up and read it for the rest of the class. It's the Devils tweeted out, thank you to like this random guy for DMing us every day to draft Jack Hughes. And they scrolled through the thing. It was like 100 DMs all saying draft Jack Hughes.
Same thing signing Spencer Fu as a free agent. Not a huge guy, but highly talented guy. So the philosophy was, we're going to take the best available player, best available athlete on the list. If he's small, he's small. We can address the size issue through subsequent picks or through trade. So this is just what Tree was telling me earlier on the floor. He didn't name the player. He said, this is the type of guy we're not afraid of taking. And then I asked him about Pelche. So, well, that's the guy we really like. He said he blew us away with the interview, but I'm not going to tell you if we're taking him or not.
You know, one of the things that we see in the NHL, one of the lessons in the last couple of seasons is whenever you can improve with skill, you make that deal, no matter whether it's a bottom pairing defenseman or a first.
All right, I'm all on board with the let Braden Tracy keep falling.
And you look at the Tampa Bay Lightning and what a great regular season they had, but with guys like Tyler Johnson, Palat, Point, who are smaller, skilled players, but the cautionary tale is they were beat out in round 1 in a sweep. The St. Louis Blues, bigger, heavier. I think that combination, that mix of both, there's a lot to be said about one team that gets you in the playoffs and one team that wins in the playoffs, and it'll be interesting to see how Pelche fits in that mix.
All right, here's the Calgary Flames general manager, Brad Delivic, with Elliot Fried.
So Brian Burke told a story about your interview with Pelche. Now let's hear the true version. What was the story of the interview with Pelche?
Well, we've gotten to know him a lot over the last little bit and talked to him today. And, you know, what we love about him is that competitive spirit. And we kind of put at him, why are you for Calgary? He says, because we're going to win the cup. And so that's, you know, a skilled kid, but heavy competitiveness, high-end compete.
This has been, again, nobody should be surprised that it's been a weird first round. We've been calling it for 6 months. Everybody's been calling it for 6 months. But, man, it's been a weird first round.
Would we rather have taken Bouchard Doc or Zadina Sider? Bouchard Doc.
I don't know. Actually, I would go Zadina Sider because I think out of all of them, Zadina is going to be the best player.
We still got a lot of weekend left here, so I still think there'll be movement. Thanks, Brent. Yeah, thanks, Elliot. Jeff?
Okay, Elliot, excellent.
I go Zadina Sider.
Lightning, they will select 27th overall, record-breaking season, 128 points. Franchise. Oh, hang on, before you snap right here is Pelche.
I don't think Tampa's going to take one of our guys. 100%.
65 people join you at the NHL Draft. You have about 50 people joining you here in
Höglander or Tracy. Even if they get out of the first round, man, there's going to be 3 other teams that have all night to think about it. I should let the dogs in before they kill another fucking rabbit.
Unbelievable. Well, I know
David deserved it. They could probably kill it just with the farts.
Thank you.
Okay, well, all these probably took a shit.
Here we go. It is the Tampa Bay Lightning turn. Julian Breitwa, the
Okay, go lay down.
See where they go with pick number 27.
Did you make a beeline for you there?
Yeah.
Just save your goddamn life.
He thinks I'm his friend just because I rolled him over. He thought I was playing with him.
Tony D'Angelo, remember when Eisman did that?
Here they go.
Arjun, I appreciate the optimism, man.
Calgary, no hat on the player.
Now, where does that come from?
It's going to be Kaliev.
Tampa Bay Lightning are very proud to select from Kelowna of the Western Hockey League, Nolan Foote.
He was one of my overrated players, so that's a nice one to go to Tampa. Reunited with his brother Cal. Well, they can really use both feet.
What do we think of Nolan?
Kick you out of your house.
He does that thing, and that score goals. He's an amazing player in that regard. And again, I went in
Yeah,
on
go ahead. Do your
February
thing.
7th and watched them that game against Prince George. Absolutely brilliant. Scores
She's like, first movie's you never make is out cold.
But is the guy who could put it in the back of the net, no doubt. He was one of those guys that had a huge increase in goals from last year to this year. Big guy, and I played against his dad, who was an ultra competitor. He's got an older brother that was drafted as well that plays. I mean, this is a guy that puts the puck in the net. He has an NHL shot already in junior. You can't teach that. You cannot teach that type of a shot as Brister is. You know what? He's a big guy that's not afraid to take up space and go to the dirty area. This guy, they've gone off the chart here a little bit, off the list here a little bit. This player's rated considerably lower on most draft lists. So they must have seen what Louis talking about is he's an elite goal scorer. The skating will catch up. He's a big guy, and he can play a couple different spots in the lineup. So this is one where you're saying, we see something the other people don't see. We're rolling the dice, and we're going to do it. I like the chances on this.
You talked about the second brother.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect example. You have intimate knowledge of the family. You have intimate knowledge of the developmental path of his brother Cal, who I understand is going to knock on the door here to play in Tampa next year. And so you're expecting that path to be followed and maybe increased upon by the younger brother in Nolan. And it's going to be a tough thing. You go through a coaching change. Jason Smith was the head coach of Kelowna this year. They switched over to Adam Foote to be able to play for your dad, and then your dad's got the pressure Memorial Cup team next year. That's a lot to be put on a young man, and the dynamic you have in a room. Yet he handled it with no problem, and he scored 36 goals until he needed surgery.
He's basically a
essentially
bird.
a broken ulnar bone. I mean, that's amazing stuff to think about. Now he has been injury prone here throughout his career the last couple of years.
He's
But I
so
go back to
old.
when he was a 15-year-old. Wow.
He's
Yeah,
like,
he's not actually for him. That's just him slowly decomposing.
yeah, he's like, just let me die.
Really served Nolan Foote well.
Yeah, Alex Newhook he's one of those guys that a lot of other years would have gone much higher had there not been so much like top end talent above him. If someone drafted him in the top 10, it would not have been a surprise. That's a great pick for Colorado, especially because they went defense first.
Carolina's got to pick a forward, right?
It's just shocking. It feels amazing to play junior with Down.
Yeah, we have a lot of good looks for the second round.
Hopefully one day in the national.
Yeah, we're deep enough that there's going to be a like not just a good player, but like a forward. Yeah, a really good forward sitting there at 35 that Detroit won't pick.
Dubas is on the phone.
Not just major, but
Dubas is on the phone. He might be trying to get a look in here. There's a lot left there.
He's actually acquiring pick 35 and Luke Glendening. I'll take that.
It's been great. And
35 and Luke Glendening for what's his name?
Really good. Yeah, done. Do it. Lock it. Can you fucking imagine?
Kelowna 2020, it's going to be fun. Jump, heading back to you.
You think Newhook it doesn't have top 6 potential? I think he definitely has top 6 potential.
Camera action, looking good, young man.
Hi, Cassie. Sorry to come in at the late crappy part of the stream.
Oh, it's happier now than it was 2 hours ago.
It's Tuesday. We think it best to don't come.
Is the development team going to have a team next year? No. Be all right. Not like this one. This one was like transcendent hockey.
Yeah, this was maybe their best ever.
Home Outfitter stores are closing and you're saving. Bigger savings. Everything's now half price or less. Save 50 to 70% off original prices in all closing stores. Limited exceptions apply. Bedroom, living room, and dining room furniture are 70% off the last ticketed price. Plus fashion merchandise is available in most locations at 60% off. Sweaters and coats are 70% off. Hurry before it's too late. Save 50 to 70% on everything you need to make your house a home. Limited exceptions apply. All Home Outfitter stores are closing and you're saving.
I'm Max, professional dream coach.
Has there been a trade?
Because Lotto Max now has draws on Tuesdays and Fridays, plus even
Yeah,
the
one.
game. I'm Max.
Not one like actual player's been traded yet, though.
A vacation. Come on, maximize it. A vacation home on a lake.
My lake. Jane's Lake.
With draws Tuesdays and Fridays, you can dream to the max. The next Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $15 million.
So Super Sean's just put out a list. 7 more before Detroit. We still have Kaliev, Tracy, Suzuki, Brink, Master Simone, Sarala, Robertson, Hoglander, and LeBlanc. That's good.
Vancouver Canucks, the city of Vancouver, for their hospitality. Like to say hello to our great fans back in Raleigh. I'd also like to congratulate Tony McDonald and Bert Marshall, who are retired at the end of the year, for their great careers. To make our selection will be Tony McDonald.
Carolina Hurricanes select with Barry Golds of the Ontario Hockey League, Ryan Suzuki.
Good pick for Carolina. It's a great pick for Carolina.
Draft pick in the 2017 OHL draft. His older brother, Nick, of course, the prospect for the Montreal Canadiens, a former Vegas first rounder. What do we make of Brian?
He's got the great benefit of being able to follow in his brother's footsteps, but the other benefit is being able to play for a guy like Dale Hawerchuk, a Hall of Famer, who's produced guys like Mangiapane that you talked about, Kevin Labanc, Tanner Pearson, Mark Scheifele. The list goes on for high-end offensive players to come from that Barry Colts program. So everyone wants to make the comparison to his brother. I think he's a better skater than his brother. Everyone talks about him being a, quote, genius in terms of his hockey IQ. The knocks against him were the fact that he didn't take it to the middle of the ice and the fact that he didn't shoot enough despite all of the pleas from his head coach Dale Hawerchuk to shoot more. But a dish-first guy who really thinks the game well and can control the pace of play because of great edge work and great skating ability. So I think this is a guy who probably expected
So
to
we
go
got,
that
3 more picks today?
relief here.
And then we can spend the entire night with crazy speculation about who we're taking at 35. Yep. Which we have to wait until the middle of the afternoon for. God damn it.
The last pick, but you know, for me, he's a cerebral player. What I like about his game is that calmness. You know, it's really hard under pressure in tight areas to be calm with that puck and make the right play. He doesn't get rattled when he's in that mixture, and I like to see that in a young player. He can carry that forward, but you know, certainly I think the intensity needs to go up, but if you keep that calmness when it gets intense, I mean, then you're really dynamic player.
From a really athletic family as well, even going back to his grandfather playing basketball in 1969 at the Canada Goodwill Games as well. This is an impressive young man, rookie.
Really impressive. Elite brain, really a personable kid. Great, very mature kid. I felt like I was talking to a guy who played on my team for 5 years. Again, a multi-sport athlete. Played a bunch of different sports, soccer, lacrosse.
Fuck
older brother again, first order, but elite brain. I asked him what he needs to improve upon. He said, I need to protect the puck better. I need to hold on to the puck more, but most of all, he said, like you said, Sammy, I need to shoot more. And that's Dale Hawerchuk hollering at him.
This is my Flyers fan friend.
A pile of goals next year.
I love the point you make.
He found out their pick first, and then this is just now.
Because all across the country, kids are sitting home and saying,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I just season, I'm going to spring hockey, then I'm going to summer camp. I think the agility, the muscle memory, the ability to think a different game is really helpful. And I'd love to hear these multi-sport guys really starting to come to the fore in this draft.
Wonderful family, wonderful young man, Ryan Suzuki with Tara.
He is a wonderful young man, but he's got to be ready to be a jerk, and he's ready to be a jerk amongst a bunch of jerks.
For sure.
I gotta ask you, your signature has been a bow tie. No bow tie tonight.
No, that was just for the OHL. A little more classy today, but
There you go.
there's nothing wrong with the little style with the bow tie. So
You,
one of the other guys with it. So
you've often changed your game.
oh yeah.
I want to ask you, the guys mentioned your grandfather, Art, who won a gold medal in basketball at the very first Canada Winter Games. He couldn't be with you tonight, but what kind of inspiration has he provided for you and your family?
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing minor hockey, he was at every game in London. So I mean, he's still never missed a game at home. He's always recording them. If he's out, he'll come back and rewatch it. So he's definitely a pretty special person in my life, and I wish he could be here, but I'd love to see him when I get back.
Well, another special person in your life, your brother Nick, you got to watch him go through this process 2 years ago. He's standing by with Dan Murphy.
Tara, thank you. Yes, you still have bragging rights in the family in terms of going higher in the first round. But that aside, how proud of your brother are you?
Yeah,
Best possible pick, Kaliev right now at 35.
He's earned everything. Just be here with them and to see him go to such a great team. And
There's a lot of laws there.
I don't marvel of a lot though. There's players I love more.
I'd love to see Hoglander, Tracy.
Hoglander's up there. Braden Tracy's my boy. Kaliev and Tracy are the two I'm looking at the most right now.
If Kaliev went,
then I would say Brink and Hoglander.
yeah, if Kaliev went 10th overall, I would not have batted an eye.
I thought he might have been the Hayton that slipped into the top 10.
Yeah.
No question. You love to be able to follow the footsteps for a brother that's really paved the way. And, you know, it was interesting in dealing with Nick at the Memorial Cup this year. He was an acquisition by Guelph. And I asked a lot of the Guelph players, who has impressed you most about the 7 additions made to your team? And they talked about Nick.
Can we get on with these picks? Why are they taking the full 5 minutes? You've had all night.
We've already had a pick, Anaheim. Fuck off. Oh, my God. Anaheim could get Kaliev here. They've already got Zegras. Could you imagine? Best playmaker and arguably one of the best goal scorers. They can do it right here.
See you, Raymond. Sorry, man.
I don't want to see Anaheim happy.
Anaheim Ducks are excited to select from the Moose Jaw Warriors, Braden Tracy.
Damn it!
That's a little off the board. That's a little off the board, but this guy had a great resurgence, and he's an amazing story because if you go back to Moose Jaw's team last year, they were a veteran-laden group. So Alan Miller, the general manager, Tim Hunter, the head coach, said, you know what? We're not going to give you a
2 more
time here. How about you go back and play midget? So he went back to the Calgary area. He played midget.
All right. I'll stop being a piece of garbage for the last 2 picks. Any questions that you guys asked that we completely glossed over while we shut down, feel free to get them in and we'll try to answer before the end of the stream. And again, a reminder, we'll have Max on for Sunday's episode. We'll do a recap of this round and obviously every other round that happens tomorrow. I would love Bobby Brink too. Bobby Brink has a lot of potential in terms of being like a top-end producer.
You know what's going to happen, right?
All the guys we want are going to go up all the way up until 34.
No, they're going to take out the other defensive defenseman. We're getting Alex Vlasic at 35. You ready?
Yeah, probably.
Remember when everybody laughed at me and said I was overreacting when it was a copycat league with what St. Louis did? And then could you imagine Detroit goes 2 big defensemen with the first 2 picks?
In fairness, Detroit doesn't have a Moritz Seider. That was exactly my point as to why I liked Moritz Seiders, because they don't have a solid all-around defenseman.
Hi. May I introduce you to Gustav Lindstrom?
I don't think he's as well-rounded.
He's not as good as Seider, but they're the same fucking player.
Fuck.
Like Tomasino, Rathard, he's gone from a relative unknown, led all rookies in
I'll just get him off the stage.
Gone from the guy you didn't discuss at all to kind of a household name when you're talking about the draft. But I'm with Sam. This is a little bit off.
Yeah, you know what? McIsaac could very well be a solid all-around D-man. He's touted to be a little bit more defensively, but had a lot of good production this past year. So he could be like, you know, if he keeps up that offensive game and it translates into the NHL, then yeah, absolutely, he's a solid 2-way defenseman. But I mean, in terms of what the Red Wings actually have on their roster right now, there's no guarantee that McIsaac will pan out. He hasn't played a game of professional hockey yet. So,
I mean, Detroit's at least got the numbers game because if only a few of Cholowski, Hronek, Seider, Lindstrom, McIsaac, Saariarvi pan out, that's still, even if half of them pan out, you still got 3. Half your defense core right there.
Jerry, I completely agree. Yeah, like there's a lot of good silver linings here. Like the defensive core just got a lot better.
Yeah. Do you know what didn't? Our center depth. Are you ready for 5 more years of Franz Nielsen at second line C?
Brought to you by Esso. How far will you go?
I really like Moritz Seider, and I hate how angry I am.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately upset that I'm upset. I can't not be upset because it's a bad value pick.
Do we have a prospect that would work as a 2C? I mean, Veleno could surprise.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say it's a surprise if he turns into a 2C, but it ain't happening in the next year or 2.
No, that's what I mean. He could surprise and like have an unreal year and play 3C, some 2C this year, but I wouldn't count on that for the next little while. It's important that you don't overreact too much with Joe Veleno.
TJ's now got a better chance to lead the torn
Oh,
drive.
fuck off.
For this guy.
I swear to God, if it's another one of these, I swear to God, I can't.
No, man. And most importantly, you're giving
An
people
interview?
a club championship.
If they picked Moritz Seider because of character, I'm going to shoot somebody.
You can get faster at golf time.
That's how we ended up with Rasmussen instead of Suzuki or Brandstrom or Nichash.
Scotiabank eHome gives you home ice advantage. From application to approval, your mortgage online. Only from Scotiabank.
Hockey Matters with Scotiabank.
Zegras versus Veleno, that's tough, right? Like that. Who has more theoretical upside? Zegras. Veleno's proven more. And so it's hard to say. Zegras has a potential to be a 1C. I don't think Veleno quite has that, but it's still so early in Zegras' career. Sorry, Adzi. This bold move bearing a Ducks fan. Arjun, I understand the point. There's just so much. There was a lot of value there to be had, man. Eric, completely agree. Seider or Broberg? I feel bad saying this, but I would have gone Broberg. Right? We could have had Brandstrom, Zegras instead of Rasmussen Seider. Please shut up. Yeah, you know what? If we got our Pareko, then yeah, I'm happy.
Pretty damn big if there, Ryan. No, see, Arjun, that's where I disagree with you. You take the best player available. You take your guy within the range of best player available. If they took Moritz Seider because he thought he was the best player available, that's what you do. I disagree strongly that he was the best player available, but if he was number 3, 4, 5, 6 on their board, yeah, you take him. If they took him because he's a big, good skating, right-handed shooting defenseman, that's catastrophically stupid.
Where are you at on the Boston Bruins right now, Ricky?
Well, I'm enjoying the booing because I got food.
Okay, which one of the prospects we want is Boston going to take here, Ryan?
I think they'll go forward, but who knows?
I'm going to say Höglander. Who is this? Boston. So who do you really, really, really want because they're going here?
Washington. I think they're going to take with Sam. No.
Kaliev?
Yeah. I think they'll go Kaliev here.
Shout out to Maple Ridge. I'm going to have a fellow British Columbia Dean Malcock select our pick. From the select, John Beecher.
That's a bad pick. That makes me happy. Take the big forward who can skate really well with very limited offensive upside. That's a pretty Boston pick.
This is a big power forward left-hand shot with some skill.
So who's the last pick of the first round then? Buffalo.
John Beecher. His father Bill was a lacrosse guy at Elmira College. His mother, Natasha, ran track, so he comes from pretty good athletic bloodline.
You guys look defeated. Yeah, that's an accurate statement.
When I think about the depth of that under-18 team,
These dogs are gassy, man.
With Boldy, with Caulfield, you look at all these guys, and the opportunities to produce top-minute offense weren't necessarily there for a guy like Beecher. But what he is a guarantee. He's going to play no matter what. Some people question where that offensive upside is, where that ceiling is. I think there's more in it than maybe what is projected. But a guy who, with that size and speed is going to play in today's NHL. Plus, you've got a big body guy who can protect, who can play.
If I were to pick a theme song for this draft, what would it be? Oh, man.
Talking with his teammates at the combine and the interviews, his name came up.
This is Prashant tweet. My model considers John Beecher to be tall.
Theme song, I don't know. Yeah, why can't we be friends?
So if you were to pick
Reach for the stars. Is it bad? Okay. This is a little morbid, and it's not meant to be, but it's the God's honest truth. When you said what the theme song for this draft should be, is it bad that the first song that immediately popped into my head was Adam's song by Blink-182?
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Wrong one.
Oh yeah,
I never come.
Yeah. Stupid.
Such bad days. Anyway. Yeah, do hostage. Just anything Rammstein. Get the German theme going.
The poor kid probably likes pop music, and they're gonna play German death metal every time he scores.
He's like, fuck, I like Taylor Swift.
The other side.
Hell from the other side. You must have had another pain.
US NTDB had 8 guys go in the first round. Maybe 9 if Buffalo takes Vlasic.
They won't take Vlasic after taking
Cousins? Remember when I was worried about Detroit drafting Cousins?
I think that our guys have really thrived on this the last couple of years. Congratulations on the
I like cider, I swear I do.
I do.
Excellent, Murph. Another thought on the U.S. development program. Now 8 of the first 30. Buffalo's on the board here in a couple of seconds. But 8 players.
Yes, Anthony, I remember.
I'm shocked that they didn't win the Five Nations tournament. I'm shocked that they didn't win the Under-18 Worlds. I mean, they ran into a hot goalie, but my goodness, what a collection of individuals. No doubt about that. Here's John Beach.
Insider info.
I cannot wipe the smile off his face. For a guy who once told his parents the ice is too slippery, you've come a long way. What's going through your mind right now?
It's a childhood dream come true. You know, I mean, it's just a step forward in the right direction. But you know, I mean, to be sitting here right now, it's something I could never even imagined of. So I couldn't be happier, and then to be able to share with my family, my friends up in the crowd it's something extremely special. So
your brother Bryce has been your biggest hockey influence.
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that got me into the game. You know, I mean, unfortunately, he had to stop playing at a young age. You know, he had both of his hips replaced when he turned 18 years old, and I mean, it was tough. You know, I see him go through that, and I mean, that ended his career. So, you know, he kind of just taught me to take every day. You know, can't take anything for granted. So, I mean, he's never really complained or said why me, and you know, I mean, he's helped me along the way. He's my trainer in the summers, and I mean, we're best friends. So I love the guy.
And that's why you're as popular as you are. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Now,
I didn't even realize that my please kill me tweets almost over 100.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Prashant is good for Sunday. I have him in Max.
This is the pick they got from the St. Louis Blues in the Ryan O'Reilly deal, which in January, by the way, was looking like a lottery pick. It's not. Today it's pick number 31 because of the Stanley Cup victory.
Buffalo Sabres select from Sioux Falls, Ryan Johnson.
There goes your Johnson.
Okay, here's what kids think about that. His father, Craig, was the St. Louis Blues draft pick in 1990 and played over 500 games. He mentioned this was the pick they got from the St. Louis Blues. Ryan Johnson goes to Buffalo Sabres.
Continuously talks about his dad and how his dad helps him in every single facet of the game. But in this quick picture for me for the Sabres, when I look at the point total, 6 goals, 19 assists, 25 points in the 54 games.
All right, that's our first round.
Players still available: Kaliev, Bobby Brink, Patrick Puistola, Raphael Lavoie, Niels Hoglander, Igor
Kaliev fell
Afanaseyev,
out of the first round.
Pavel Dorofiev, Nick Robertson, Samuel Fagemo. I don't know. Fagemo. How do you guys know who they're going to draw? Like, how do you know the players, or do you meet them there?
is something that he's wanted to step in and be a hockey player, and a big moment for him and his family once again. And
I'm confused about the question. Like,
you know,
what they do is they enter it into a system, and they like on the computer, and then they walk up, and then they announce it, and the player walks up. So there's players there who don't get picked. They attend with their families and everything, and they legitimately don't get picked. So that's just
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Dude, Brink didn't get drafted either.
No, yeah.
3 players in my top 20 are still available.
Brandon Kaliev, Brink, Hoglander are all guys I would love to see at 35, especially Kaliev. Kaliev, if he went 10th overall, I would not have been surprised. Thanks for everyone who tuned in, guys. 3 seconds. Yep.
Playing in the USHL. Yeah, it's a league that's a little bit of an older league, and the fact that you're able to play in that league, you look at all the US under-18 program guys, so they get to play in the big event. But what USA Hockey does a really good job at is at the Holinka Gretzky and at the World Junior A Challenge, the players who aren't playing in the under-18 program get an opportunity to go play in those events, and it's really helpful for them in terms of scouting and being seen, because those are well-attended events by scouts, and that's partially as a result of not only seeing them in the
Here's to our future Norris candidate. Hey, man, 1 Norris trophy and the whole thing's worth it.
There we go.
Cheers, guys. Cheers to everyone, ladies and gentlemen, who joined us. Episode Sunday. We have our giveaway that we ran today. That'll take some time to, compile on the weekend, but keep an eye out for that. And then the post-draft episode will also be a major giveaway, so keep an eye out. Oh, man, almost a 4-hour live stream. This one went a different direction than what we thought, but yeah. Follow along on Twitter. We're going to have a lot more on the second round onwards. 3 picks. Lots to look forward to. I'm going to go find the rest of that. Whiskey or burger, whichever one I find first.
I think there's just a lot of talk leading up to it, and but I think there was so much talent.